Good afternoon, team. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Welcome to JTraedz TV, where we discuss all stock related and contents and much more. Guys, we are getting ourselves geared up for the FOMC meeting that's going to be taking place at, the statement's at 2 o'clock and the meeting at 2:30, which we will be having Uncle JP speaking. So, I know a lot of traders took a few trades before then, and a few traders are waiting until the FOMC meeting to see what type of volatility is going to take place, what will be said. Amongst Jerome Powell and so forth. So so far, guys, have you guys made any trades since this morning of 9:30 till now? Or y'all still waiting and sitting on your hands till the FOMC meeting? What are you guys doing? And thank you guys so much for joining me. Appreciate you. Yeah, so yesterday, man, like everything went out. Like we had a power outage. I had to call the electric company, man, through the grace of God. Everything worked out. We got everything back up and running in less than an hour. So, man, it was just one thing after another, man. It's like the devil just been so busy trying to just coming in everybody's life, man. It's like, man, you got to push that off to the side, man, and keep focusing. So, I mean, right now, guys, we are back up and running so far, trying to see on how the market is going to hold up from 2 o'clock to 2:30 to see what Jerome Powell is going to say as far as his statements, as far as the interest rate goes. So we'll see. So right now, I'm looking at the two top gainers. We did have Nvidia, which Nvidia is still on this uptrend push, trying to slowly move its way up towards that 180, as well as AMD. So it looks like they're kind of like neck and neck for that 180 touch. Look like we have a little bit more volatility on AMD, trying to move its way back up towards that 180 level. We have Nvidia slowly moving its way up towards 180, but they're both set up in like these uptrend positions. As far as SPY, we came down all the way down towards that 635.21, which we did held that level. Rebounded right back on up towards the 636.50, 636.72 levels. If you go back a little bit, guys, again, you can see how well that level held up. You can see right here yesterday, we rebounded right around 635.21, bounce until we got that crack underneath that level down towards that 634.25 level. So all we did was reclaim that 635.21 level from yesterday and got that nice little transition and rotation right back up towards the upside. We are hitting around some strong resistance, but we're going to definitely keep our eyes peeled to see if those buyers will break through and give us that continuation push back up towards that 637.50 or the 638. So we're going to definitely see what type of volatility is going to take place, whether we're going to get that continuation upside or that pull right back on down. Because I know it's been choppy, but if y'all look at the overall setup, all we did was come down towards yesterday's that area of around that 635.21 for that rebound right back on up. So all they did was do a rinse and repeat from yesterday's area. Right now, like I said, Nvidia still holding up an uptrend. We still got, like I said, AMD. They both trying to push towards that 180 level, but we do have AMD a little bit more closer towards that 180. Now, the levels that I seen on AMD, if we could get that 180 break, you do have room to push your way up towards that 186. So definitely keep my eyes peeled on that. So guys, any trades as far as today, or y'all just still sitting on your hands waiting for 2 o'clock to 2:30? We do have, don't forget, guys, we do have earnings coming out today as well. We do have Microsoft and Meta as well. It's going to be coming out, and then tomorrow we're going to have Apple and Amazon coming out. And I will be here with you guys till the bell ring, till the market is over. So I will be sitting here with you guys, rocking and rolling, seeing how we're setting up for tomorrow and Friday. So let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at our charts real quick while everything is rocking and rolling. Let's see what we got. What do we have? Come on, I hate when this thing does this. All right, here we go. AMD still on this uptrend. Let's take a look. Microsoft, right around the area of 513. If those buyers can hold around this, reclaim this 513 level, we could continue the uptrend up towards that 520 level. This is for Microsoft. Tesla looked like we're around that 316-ish level. We did hit that trend line and start to pull our way right back on down towards these key levels. For the long side, guys, we want to definitely get right back on top of that 320 range for that possible push back up towards 325 to 330. Right now, we are in somewhat of a downtrend, starting to see a little bit of weakness on Tesla, so it's definitely starting to pull back. Apple, we are underneath that 210 level, starting to get that nice little sell-off on that one as well. But I got Microsoft twice. See, Meta, we're fighting around that 700 level. If those buyers can hold that 700 level, we do have room to push our way back up towards that 705, 710s, and so forth. But definitely keep that on watch. But Meta is still having a little bit of weakness on his end too, and we are on a downtrend on Meta as well. The main key area that we do want to hold is going to be 700. We definitely want to hold that 700 level. So I don't really see. Oh, that's what I've got to change out. Let me put this to NVIDIA. Let me put that for NVIDIA. All right, NVIDIA 180. NVIDIA. Yep, 180 level. So you went from that 160, 167.50 right back on top of that 173 for that push up towards 180. The hell was that? Shit just blinked off. All right, so downtrend on Meta right now. Microsoft, like I said, buyers need to hold that at least above that 513 level for us to get that continuation push back up towards the upside. Apple, we definitely got a nice little pullback on that one. Then already lost the 210 level. Starting to pull back, starting to fall underneath all the indicators on Apple. So yeah, Apple's definitely getting a fade. Tesla, the main price point that we want to get back above is going to be that 320 range. The only ones I see that's really holding up pretty well is AMD, NVIDIA, Microsoft. Like I said, the buyers can stay on top of that 513 level. We can definitely start to get that rotation back towards the upside, where we can continue that uptrend back up towards the areas of 515, 520. Let me move this over a little bit. All right, let me move it over a little bit, guys. So you can see right here with Microsoft, I mean, we are on a continuation uptrend. Like I said, as long as they can hold this level around this 513, we do have room to reverse and push our way up back up towards the 515 to 520 level and can get that continuation uptrend going. So that's the main things I see as of now. What was another one I called out this morning? Oh, HIMS. HIMS went on a good run. HIMS went from what price point was that? I want to say let me go to that real quick. HIMS was, I think, from 60 to 65 if I'm not mistaken. Let me go to that one real quick. If I'm not mistaken, went from 60 to 65. Yeah, right here. So yeah, once you got that break above that $60 level, you got that nice push up towards that 65 level. Looks like it's trying to create somewhat of a bull flag pattern. If those buyers can hold that 65 level, we do have room to push our way up towards that 70 level. Where, I mean, buyers are definitely stepping in and going for that push. And you can see the channel that we were in. What's up, boss? What's good? We ate this morning. Man, bruh, I enjoyed it, man. I had a blast, boss. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie. Primo had me rolling hardware, man. But shout out to you, though, boss. Appreciate you. But yeah, guys, for HIMS, like I said, if you look at the range, they held that $60 level, ran their way up to the mid area of 65. From that 65 level, if those buyers can hold above 65, you do have room to push your way up towards 70. That'll definitely give you a $10 profit on that. From $60 to 70, that's definitely a $10 run on that one. So far, we have made a $5 run as we broke above that 60 level up to 65 level. So yeah, HIMS went on a nice run. So I alerted that earlier this morning. AMD's, man, I'm still trying to see which one is going to actually hit that 180 level between NVIDIA and AMD. I mean, they kind of like neck and neck right now, fighting in between 179 and 180. I mean, both. That's crazy to see both of them just like fight back to back for that 180 spot. We'll see hardware, because I know you're talking about NVIDIA hitting that $200 level before AMD. So I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm still kind of rooting for AMD still. I ain't gonna lie to you, boss. Because I see the potential. Well, you alive. Yeah, boss. Last week, man, I had to, we had to go to the treatment with my grandmother, man. I don't know if you knew about that, nephew, that my grandmother has cancer. So she's been going through treatment, chemotherapy, and now they got it going on a... So now they got it going on a daily treatment, but my aunt has in Texas right now, so she's doing daily treatments. But right now, so far, she's doing good, and definitely keep her in prayer, and definitely just stay strong for her. But yeah, I mean, and the reason why I took a little break too, man, it definitely hit home because I dealt with it when it came down to my grandfather, because I lost my grandfather to cancer before, and I know I didn't tell a lot of people this story, which is the God's honest truth. Is once I got the word, that he was gone, man, I got to the house. The ambulance didn't even come yet, so his body was still there. So they had a customized hospital bed across from his normal bed, and I sat on his normal bed while he laid on the other one. He was already gone, and just having that you know, I don't know, just it felt weird, you know, looking at somebody that's not gonna wake up, somebody you knew all of your life, and it's like you can't believe this is even happening, and you know, and now my grandmother's going through cancer, and it's just like, so it hit hard, and it definitely hit home, and you know, I just needed that time, you know, away from you know live streaming, man. Yeah, so I have my two grandmothers left, but I did lose both of my grandfathers, man, damn near back to back. So yeah, especially my dad's mom, man. Me and him, like, we were so close. That was like my second dad, and having to lose him and see him, you know, after his passing, it definitely hit, man. So now my grandmother going through the situation, it just, you know, so it's just something I have to deal with. But I'll make it through it, man. And I thank you guys for your love and support too, man. I appreciate you. But yeah, I just definitely need that break. I mean, it was just mentally draining, and it was definitely just getting to me because I've been through it before. So yeah, I just needed that time out, man, because I didn't want to come on live and not have that energy like I normally have, man. I definitely didn't need that. But yeah, I mean, so far so good though, Mel, man. Like I said, she's doing good. She's doing good so far, man. So they have her on her treatments and going to her appointments. So far so good, man. But I definitely will keep you guys updated on that though. All right, guys, let's take a look. Let's see. So right now, SPY is back underneath that 3650 level, guys, and back underneath that indicator right here. So keep that on watch. So, okay, we want to see a more upside. We want to definitely break above, basically back above these key levels. We want to break back above these key levels, but that push back up towards that 3750 up to 38. However, if it's bad, we should remain underneath 3650 for that pull right back on down towards underneath the price points of 635.70 and so forth. Now, the reason why I called out 635.70 because if we go back on this chart right here, you can see, and I can show y'all the range real quick. Right now, look like I said, I'm still watching the video, and they back to back, man. This is crazy to watch that though. Both top gainers and both around the same exact price points is insane to watch that. Let's see. So we go back to SPY. Now, the reason why I called out that 35.70 level right here where my white line is, you can see where we held at. You can see where sellers had a hard time trying to crack below that level. So right here we did a pullback failure, pullback failure, pullback failure right at that floor around that 635.70. However, if we were to get that crack below that price point and start getting that sell off, the next possible key level that we may see and may encounter is going to be around 631.50. Now, the reason why I called that price point out is because this is your old breakout level. You know, once we broke above that 631.50, that's when we got that push up towards 640. So right here, this was that U-shaped breakout level that caused us to go for that nice little push on up towards 640. However, like I said, we do lose that 635.70 and we do get that pullback. 9 times out of 10, we may see that 631.70 back down this way, which will give us that trend line bounce. Kind of like from here to here. You kind of see from this trend line down to this trend line, we got a little trend line bounce. Got our way right back up towards this trend line, which we got rejected, pull right back on down. Got that bounce right around 626. Got that move right back on up, U-shaped right around 631.50, and then went on that nice acceleration up. So from this point on where we at right now, we're somewhat in a range of 640, which we still have yet to break above, and the bottoms of 635.70, which we have yet to crack. So if you notice, from the top to the bottom, we are in this range between 640 tops, 635.70 bottoms. And as you can see right here, none of the bodies of the candles have successfully cracked underneath this level. All we get is lower shadow, lower shadow, lower shadow, which is giving us pullback failure, pullback failure, pullback failure, pullback failure. So definitely keep that on watch.
Bro, I got those LVLS 629.92, 631.13,
Got you.
631.87, 633.53.
Appreciate you, boss. But yeah, but we definitely on that setup. Like I said, in order for us to, for shorts, in order for us to get that nice confirmation pullback, we want to see those sellers successfully crack underneath that 635.70, taking that flow away from those buyers, as we can definitely start to get this pullback down this way towards this old breakout level of 631.50. However, again, if buyers remain to hold this level, we can stay within this range for that possible pushback up. Oh yeah. 110%, man. I agree with you 110%. Because like I said, once we crack that 635.70 level, this level here, that'll take us out of this range and start to pull us right back down to this old breakout level of 631.50. From that level, if we get a harder pullback, then we'll pull back down even lower to this old breakout level here, which was around 626. You can see right here, 626 rejection. Once, twice, 3 times. They wind up finally getting that breakout up towards that 631.50. And then from 631.50, we got that nice acceleration up towards 640. So again, if we can crack that level, again, if it is negative, you know, whatever he says, we should be seeing a crack underneath that 635.70 back down towards this 631.50. Now, if those sellers come in even more aggressive and buy still cannot hold, you know, this level here, because you got to remember, we can utilize resistance for possible support, and plus on top of that, you do have a possible trend line where you can get a possible bounce, which is lined up right with the 631.50 level. Now, if the sellers again do come in more aggressive than those buyers, then we should be seeing a crack below that level, even lower down towards this trend line here, which is putting you around that price point of 626 back down to this old breakout level. So you have breakout level number 1, which is that 626, and breakout level number 2, which is 631.50. So right now, again, if we go back in reverse, the first level that you're going to hit first is going to be 631.50. From that level on down towards that 626. So we're gonna definitely keep our eyes peeled to see what type of what type of news is gonna come out as far as the FOMC meeting, as far as Uncle JP, as far as the rate cuts. You know, whether we're gonna get them or whether we're not. You know, we don't. So depending on the news, if it's good, then we should hold. If it's bad, we should see that nice drop back on down. Oh yeah, it's coming, boss. Definitely coming. Like I said, especially if no cuts are being made, we should start to see a nice sell-off back down towards the downside, where we'll start to come back down this way. So that'll kill off the uptrend. That'll kill off the uptrend as high as that 640, right back on down into the 630 levels. So again, if he does say, okay, we're not cutting any rates, then bam, we should start to see a nice little setup back down to the downside, and we'll start to go from underneath this trend line down to this trend line, which will put us around 631.50. From this trend line down to this trend line, which will put us right around 626. Your old 2 breakout levels. So yeah, if it is bad, we should see a nice sell-off where we're going in reverse from an uptrend to now to a possible downtrend back on down. So we'll definitely keep that on watch to see where we go. What's going to be said. So I'm assuming putting up the FOMC for sure.
I think we can hit higher.
Yeah, and like I said, it all depends on what comes out with the news, boss. Because like I said, if it is good, again, as long as those buys hold, like I said, again, the only way buys have an opportunity, you know, back up is as long as they hold that 635.70 level still, and we get that nice movement back up towards the upside towards that 640. If it's bad, then we should be cracking that level, taking that flow away from the buyers for that move back down to the next level, which is going to be 631.50, where we'll start to reverse back down in this way. So yeah, I'm definitely keep that on watch to see what's going to happen at from 2:30 to 2 o'clock to 2:30 to see on what we're going to get. So definitely keep my eyes peeled. So I already got the price points lined up, you know, and set to go to see where we go. So I definitely got that in mind. Definitely got everything lined up, boss. So right now, as of now, we know that we still underneath that 636.50, getting rejected for the second time. Ran up once, got rejected. Ran up twice, got rejected. So every time you hit around these levels, get a nice pullback. Hit around these levels, get a nice pullback. Back down towards that what price point that we talk about? 635.70. That's the floor that those sellers need to take away. If they can take away that floor from those buyers, then we should be pulling our way back down towards that 635.21 level off of this bouncy level here, where we'll pull back down to these lows. So definitely keep that on watch. So it's gonna be interesting to see. And don't forget, we got earnings coming out. Got Meta and Microsoft coming out today. Matter of fact, let me see. Let me take a look at them real quick to see how those bad boys are looking at this time. Meta and Microsoft, how they holding up. Meta, Microsoft. Let me see. Meta. How we looking? Still a little bit of downside. Still a little bit of weakness underneath the VWAP at this time. Oh yeah, that 700 level that we talked about. Yeah, 700 level. So it all depends on what comes out on the earnings. If the earnings is good, we should see a nice acceleration off of that 700 level back up towards the upside. If it's bad, then we should get that continuation dump on off back down towards the downside. As far as Microsoft level, I think was 513. 513 level, I'm not mistaken. Where we at right now? I know we still playing. Yep, we still playing around that 513 level, so it's still kind of playing around. If y'all notice, it's kind of going back and forth, like it's desperately trying to hold, like it's fighting right around this price point.
Hope Apple will drown. I hate MVC. My phone is lagging now.
Yeah, well, Apple's already fallen, boss. Apple has already fallen. We just went over that one. Let me go back to it on that chart. Yeah, Apple's definitely started to catch a little dive on down up here off my chart setup. Apple. Right here. Yeah, so right here from that 215 level, we fell right back down underneath that 210. However, like I said, if those sellers can maintain 210 ceiling, keep those buyers from reclaiming 210, we should be seeing a nice continuation sell off towards that 205, even back down towards 200, which is right where you started at, where you got that nice blast on off from buyers right around 200. Got that push all the way up towards that 215 level. Again, like I said, if the earnings are bad, and again, we don't have enough buyers and sellers, then we should start to fall back down. Yeah, so, well, especially around this 210 level. 210 is going to be a pivot point. So, in other words, below 210, we could definitely see more downside, 205, 200. Above that 210, we could definitely get our way back on up, 215, 220. So, that's going to be your pivot point on Apple as far as right now. Because you kind of see how we basically rotate around that price point like a magnet, up and down. You always find your way right back around 210, 210, 210, 210. So you can see how important just that price point is towards the buyers and the sellers. So that's going to be pivot. That's going to be a pivotal point. So above it, we can see more upside. Below it, we can definitely see more downside, even possibly back down towards the 205s to 200 levels. So definitely keep that on watch. But Apple's not coming out until tomorrow. Apple and Amazon. HIMS is still looking pretty decent. Came from that, 46 range, bounced off of 46, got that movement right back above 52, and then pushed his way up towards 60 to 65. I mean, HIM's looking nice. I mean, HIM's is still holding up pretty well. AMD still holding up pretty decent. We just got to get that break above 180. I mean, you still got this bullish rally going on AMD. The next level would be around 86. If we go back a little bit, that was the next intended target once you get that break above 73. You can see right here, once you break above 73, you got room to run up towards 86. Oops, I ain't mean to push that. Yeah, right above 86. So we definitely got a lot of opportunities. We just gotta get buyers to step in and go for it, to initiate it. Getting a little bit of pullback on NVIDIA right now. A little bit of a pullback.
went 145 on ATM hit.
Oh yeah, and I did that last week, boss. I did it on what stock was that? Oh, CRWV. All I did that's when I was alerting it. I'll go back to it. That's when I was alerting it on I think there was the downside. Yeah, the downside. We caught that pullback. When I was alerting the downside, and I told because that's, I ain't gonna lie, what made me even more excited about CRWV, I went through stock twits and I went through Twitter, but mainly stock twits. Anytime I see somebody say to the moon, I know it's about to do the opposite, because I already know half the time when they're saying to the moon, they're trying to trap people. So they're trying to entice buyers to step in, but the people that's saying to the moon is doing the opposite. So they setting up for sales, waiting for buyers to step in to get caught in those bull traps for the reversal. As far as CRWV, I think that's when we was around 130, 127. I think when we was up here. Matter of fact, and I alerted it. So yeah, so I mean, no, but I was alerting it because I said once we got that rejection underneath that 144 level, I was alerting. I was telling everybody, watch between that 130 back down to the 120s. So once we got on up here, we got rejected. I said the main key level that we need to break. You can see my lines is right here, Meth. I said the main level that we need to take out is gonna be 123.50. 123.50. Once we crack that 123.50, that bad boy cracked. And everybody that was saying to the moon, I tried warning everybody, do not go long, because the way this was setting up, I mean, I saw the overall setup, which was an overall downtrend. I mean, you can clearly see it from this 160 level. I mean, you was just on a continuation downtrend down into the 140s. Now from the 140s down into the 120s. All you were doing is going on like on $20 pullbacks, 160s, 140s, 120s. And when I seen the setting up like this, I alerted longs. Do not go long on it. Do not fall for these alerts, people saying it's going to the moon. No, the hell is not. The way this is setting up, this is going down. The thing that we need to crack is 123. Once we crack that 123.50, I mean, we got a little few bounces here and there, but I seen the overall setup. Once we crack 123.50, all hell broke loose. And I told the people, we could see 115. Once from 115, we could see 110. And I told people, we could see all the way down to 100. And look where we at right now, 100. I alerted everybody who wanted to go long on that shit. I told them, don't do that. Because I saw it. I saw it ahead of time before everybody. That's why I like using those chart patterns. Because again, a lot of people don't focus on that. They just so stuck on, like something like this. They so focused on the 15-minute time frames, 5-minute time frames, instead of looking outside of the bigger picture to see the overall setup. And that's why those patterns bypass a lot of people, not really understanding the real direction of the market or the stock. But when I saw CRWV setup, I seen that downtrend. I was alerting everybody. I started to see the pullbacks from 160s down to the 140s. And I said, once we crack underneath that 130 level, guys, we got room to fall right back down to 120. And sure enough, we did. From 120, I said, guys, we may pull back down to 115, 110. We sure did. I said, guys, from 110, we may see 100. And there you go. So I alerted everybody. Now, another beautiful play that a lot of us caught too was Tesla. When Tesla sold off, shout out to Harwell on that too, because we called that out too. Had that nice bounce. Once we had those hard candles, we called it.
Nothing but lower lows and lower highs on CWRV.
Oh yeah, because I mean, all you did was do a $20 drop. Like each time, $20 increment drop. All you did was go from 160, 140, 120, all the way down. And then from 120 down to 100. That's all with $20 increment drops on CRWV. That's all that damn thing did. As soon as I saw that 160 and I saw that downtrend setup, I alerted everybody immediately. Because like I said, when people not looking outside of those charts, this is what they bypassing. When I seen CRWV, let me fix this a little bit. When I see CRWV, I seen the overall setup. I seen the whole, look, you can see right here. I got my lines already set up in motion. Like I already seen the pattern. I seen a downtrend pattern from 160. And I just started to put the pieces of the puzzle together and seen that we was on a continuation downtrend. And the area that I said that the main thing that we needed to crack, once we lost 144, I alerted everybody. I said 123.50, 123.50. Why did I come at 123.50? That was based off the past when we bounced off of that price point. I think it was like right here. So it used to be a resistance. Then you want to follow. What's up, Queen? See right here, I see 123.50. And I do apologize about all my lines. I do apologize. But you can see at one point, 123.50 held up as resistance. You got a nice pullback, and then you U-shaped back on top of 123.50 and ran up towards the upside. So all I did was just take that price point and that 144 and went over to this side once I saw that downtrend setup. So when I went back this way, I said, guys, okay, we need to turn that old resistance back into resistance. So I said that's why we need to crack 123.50. I alerted everybody. I said look for that possible crack, and then what drew attention to me was the lower highs right here. You started a lower high build. If you just if you just take 144 back down to 123.50, you can clearly see a lower high build. You see this level here, and then you see a lower level here, which created a lower high and for a possible dump off.
And 17 is very critical.
Yeah, and I mean, I alerted everybody on it. I say, man, what to look out for.
It went to 308.
Now, what was another beautiful play? No, okay, for example, AMD. Like, okay, as far as the upside, AMD. All right, let me ask you guys this. For those who pay close attention to their charts, AMD, before we found our way back up towards the 70s and close to 80s, what was that bounce point on AMD? I already know what it is. Because like I said, I done my research and done my homework. Because I want to see how much that you guys take your chart patterns and studies into consideration. What was that main strongest price point on AMD for that move back up towards the upside? What was AMD's bounce, like the sweet spot on AMD for that move right back on up towards the 160s, 170s? What was AMD's pullback spot? What was that sweet pullback at? Like I said, I know what it is. I know my numbers by heart. And if y'all don't know, I mean, I'm gonna give y'all about 10 more seconds. What was AMD's pullback spot where you could have taken advantage of that price point for that move right back on up? What was AMD's pullback spot? If y'all don't know, I'll tell y'all. Like I said, this is why you...
39 cents.
Nope.
174.
I mean, that was the breakout area. Yeah, no, I give you that on the upside, but I'm going to show you. AMD. Let me go back to it. Where is it at? Let me go back this way. I'm going the wrong way. Where you at?
39 cents.
You close.
And 162.
150.
Queen 39 cents. For breakout.
See that? See how you held that 150 level? And let's go back a little bit. 150 was that pullback spot. So this, okay, when it comes down to charts, this is what I like. Okay, especially if it's going on a nice move. Like, half the time, sometimes I don't chase the green candles up. What I like is pullback bounce opportunities. You know, when I don't feel like I want to chase the highs, you know, I like to wait for pullback opportunities. So if I see something like this, I like to see, okay, where can we pull back down to? What was the strongest area that held up as, you know, before? So what I do is, look right here. You go back. What was the area that was once resistance? See that? 150, right? 150. Exactly. So
go swing at 150.
No, I scalped on those. I scalped on my way. I just scalped on the way up. But once I started to understand, the full setup on this bad boy, that's when I took it into consideration. So right here, all I did was just take 150 old area where you got rejected at and went back this way. So as we broke out, let's go back. You broke above 150 and pulled back down. What was that key area? 150. From that 150 level, you wound up bouncing all the way back up. But you see where that sweet spot was at? 150. 150 level was on that one. And then you got back above 173. From 173, next key level is going to be that 186. So let me take a bigger chart because I know y'all can't see it. Let me because I know with this one I have to it's multiple. Let me take a bigger chart real quick. What time it is? So we still got time for the. So let's look at AMD real quick and look at the whole entire setup. Let's go to AMD real quick. All right, AMD on that one. 180 chart. Was that one in? Yeah, I think right here. Yeah, 180. Go back a little bit. So all I did was just do my research, guys. All I did was just pay close attention. Okay, what areas? Again, remember what I told you guys. The market is 90% psychology, 10% strategy. So on a psychological basis, when you fell from that 173 the last time, where did you bounce? 150 level. See that? You pulled back here before. Then you got that nice bounce back on up to the 163s. Then you got the dump on off. Now as we broke on up, and we pulled back, all they did was come back to that same exact level right here. That's all they did was come back to the same exact level. So like I said, it's just a psychological play. That's all it is, guys. It's a psychological play. So we go back. Let me go to Windows. Not window. Right here. Right here. See that? Bounce. Bounce. For that nice pushback on up. And then also you had a cup and handle pattern. If you notice that big U-shaped pattern, all you created was a big massive U-shaped pattern. And then once you broke above what price point? 173. That next key level, you got up to 186. That's your next key level. It's 186. So if we go back, even on my chart right now, what's the next key level after 183? 173. See? What was the next level that sellers came in the most aggressive? 186. Then you pull back down. So now that we got above 173, next possible target that buyers are gonna go for is these types here around 186. That'll be your next possible targeted area. Now that buyers have stepped in and went for that nice big ass reversal from a downtrend now to an uptrend, breaking above all those key levels. And y'all notice this big old U-shaped pattern, like a cup pattern. So if y'all notice that, the next key level that they're going for is going to be that 186. So once we get above that 180 level, next key levels that they're going to be aiming for, buyers are going to be aiming for is 186. And so will the sellers be looking for that same exact area to take them out. So that's why I'm waiting. We are holding above 173. That's already done. Now the next key level that we're going for is going to be that 186. So that's why I'm just keeping on watch. But you got to take your time, guys, to step outside of a 15-minute time frame, 5-minute time frame, just to really understand what everything is doing. That's why I have like this chart setup. Sometimes I'll go back and just try to figure things out, like whether if I want to go long, if it's already making a move, I'm like, okay, we can pull back areas B where I can look for a red to green move, something like that, where I can get these sweet spots. So I started to learn to do that. I started to really understand the setups to these charts and really take advantage of those opportunities. So it taught me patience that I don't have to try to trade every day to make money. The minute we see these nice setups, are we going towards these price ranges that means something to the market or something to the buyers and the sellers? Man, that's the best times to execute. Like, why do you think I have my line right around 144 on CRWV? Look at this. 144, rejected right back on down. What was that key area, that target area I was waiting to get taken out? 123.50. From 123.50, I was already anticipating it was going to crack 120, down to the 110s, down to the 100s, and there you go. So what I was doing was I was just scalping like crazy. I was scalping. I'm going to tell you, and then the way I was scalping was I was doing like 5 contracts a piece. So I was doing like in and out because CRWV has some good scalping opportunities where you can easily get in and out on them bad boys, and that's what I did on it. Like it made it so easy for me to scalp on it. That's why I was comfortable just getting in and out on CRWV. Now with SPY, guys, here you go your VY bounce, trying to push your way back on up, guys. Here we go, trying to break above these key levels, and you notice the uptrend, pull back, bounce, pull back, bounce. So you notice the patterns, right? Pull back, bounce, pull back, bounce. Notice the pattern. So now buyers are stepping in, trying to go for the VY bounce, trying to get that push back up towards the upside, trying to aim for that 637 to 637.50. And it's all, and that's what it's about, guys. It's all about just understanding your setups. I don't just put lines just to put lines, guys. So, because what I try to do is understand the rinse and repeat levels, and again, on a psychological basis, where buyers can step in and where sellers can step in. So, that's why I have my line right around 635.21, because that level has played out more than one time. And we go back a little bit, what it was, where that level held up before? Right here. So right here, starting off at 635.70 for sure. 635.70. Then we got back on top of these price points. But I'm trying to look for that. Let me see. What's that 625.21? It was either on this chart or my other chart. That's why I put that price point. But for sure, I told everybody to be on lookout for 635.70 because that was a pivot point. That's why my line is in yellow. So I do put my pivot points in yellow. But there was a reason why I had that 635.21. I'm trying to see if it was based off of my chart pattern. I mean, based off my old chart. But I know there was a reason why I had it. But if you notice the overall resistance, overall rotation from tops to bottoms, from bottoms back up to these tops, all you did was get a little pullback down to the VWAP and got that push back on up. And notice that all the buyers are trying to do is create an uptrend, basically back up towards the upsides of 637, 637.50. That's all they're trying to do. They're just trying to maintain this uptrend as the FOMC meeting is about to come out. Right now, I'm still watching AMD. I'm still watching NVIDIA because I still want to see which one going to hit that 180 first. That's why I got both of my alerts. I got both of my alerts both set at 180 because I want to see which one going to hit it first. I want to see because, I mean, AMD is closer, but we just don't have a lot of volume right now on it. AMD is moving a little close to it, but just the volume is not there. That's the only thing. I mean, it does have a nice little setup where you can be setting up like just kind of like we did with SPY, you know, little pullback bounce. I mean, you got a little, you know, pullback bouncing opportunity on this bad boy. Buyers do step in because the main key thing that we want to break above on AMD is going to be that 180. Thank you so much for the appreciate you, boss. Oh, got you. I got you. Let me take a look at it. I got you, boss. Let's take a quick look at that too. IXHL real quick. So guys, like I said, the FOMC, the statement should be coming out soon, guys. We got about 17 minutes, and then after that, Jerome Powell should be speaking. All right, what we on this one? Right now, we're going sideways, Let me look at the overall chart on that one, though. Let me take a look at it, boss, real quick to see what it's doing. Take a quick look. But look, guys, keep your eyes peeled on SPY. See that? SPY just bouncing off that VWAP, trying to push his way back up towards these areas. 635.50, 637.50 up towards that 638. IXHL. Let's see what we're doing on this one. What are we doing on this one, boss? Let's see. Based off of the old setup, how we looking? What levels do we need to... I see 150 for sure. I see that 150 level. These bottoms right here. Yeah, so it looked like we couldn't hold 150. Started to get that nice little pullback down. Starting to get some. So it looked like it's starting to get a little bit of weakness at this time, boss. Especially if you're aiming for the upside. So it looked like we couldn't hold. Looked like buyers couldn't hold above that 150 level. You could clearly see it. See, when you were above 150, you got that nice push up towards the upside. You know, $2.50 plus. You can see how that 150 held up as support. And you can also see now how 150 hold up as resistance. So you can see when you're on top of it, you can see how it benefits, you know, the longs. When you're underneath it, now you can see how it benefits the shorts. So you can see right here, 150 can act as support and resistance. Now that we fell right back underneath it from 150, which gave you a pull right back down underneath the dollar and so forth. So let's see. So yeah, I'm definitely starting to see a little bit of pullback. So would it be the secondary level? Let me see. Let me take a look at it real quick, boss. So what was this area here that we got stuffed at? What was this? Open. I'm going to just say 110-ish. Yeah, I'm going to say 110-ish. Around 110 level. Let me see. Around 110. Almost around 1. Yep, about almost like around 110. You pulled, yep, underneath that price point. So yeah, I definitely see more weakness than strength right now. So we may be seeing more downside coming. Boss on that one, yeah. So we may be seeing a little bit more downtrend coming, more downside coming on that one. Because I mean, you didn't have no bias to hold these key levels. So all you're doing is falling right back in this old range. Because you see right here, when you fell last time, you fell underneath that 110. Look where you fell back down to. You fell all the way back down to the 20 cents, 19 cent level. So as long as those sellers keep those buys underneath that 110, I mean, that's going to hold up a strong resistance for the move right back on down. So, like I said, in other words, we could see more downside until you can reclaim the levels on 110 back above 150.
Major support at 617.87.
So insert. I hope I say your name right, boss. But you notice the pattern. I mean, you notice the different. Like you notice the price ranges. How again they can act as support and resistance. Again, now being back underneath that 110 level, you can see right here we've done it multiple times. 110 rejection. Try to break above 110, fell back underneath 110. Try to break above 110 again, rejected. Try to break above 110, fell right back underneath. So you see how strong that price point alone is holding up as resistance. 110, 110, 110, 110. Now that you're back underneath it with more downside to come. So it looked like we could fall our way right back down to that 50-cent range. Now the only time we will see upside on IXLH is if those buyers can reclaim that price point 110 and start to get that push back on up. That'll give us somewhat of a cup and handle pattern. So if they can reclaim that 110, yes, you do have room to push your way back up towards these levels here of 150. They get back above 150, then we can start an uptrend back up towards the $2 ranges and so forth. But right now, it just seems like we're hitting hard resistance and we're not able to hold at this time. We don't have enough buyers to hold. So the key levels, again, if you do want to see upside, wait to see if buyers going to get their way back above, that 110 level to that 150 level where we can start to reverse the play back up towards the upside this way. Where we can start to see, let me draw it out real quick. When you can start to see this. Where we can get back on top of that 110 and actually start to move our way back up this way. When we can start to reverse the play back up towards the upside. See, other than that, all you're doing is getting rejected and you're starting to pull your way right back on down this way. Because now 110, even if you bounce back on up, seller's going to be sitting in that same exact level for a possible pullback down until you break that level. So yeah, definitely keep your eyes peeled at 110, 150 level. Definitely keep your eyes peeled on that. Yeah, so right now it's just going sideways. I mean, it don't have a lot of volume on it. Don't have a lot of volume. It just kind of, the vibe died off. Just been selling off. So yeah, just be careful on that, boss. If you are going long, just don't have a lot of buying volume just yet on it. What else? AMD. AMD. Alright, so man, nowadays like they still getting hammered.
Right here says, thank you.
Man, no problem at all, boss. I got you. No, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it under my watch list as well, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up those alerts. So I got you on that too. So I'll put it in my watch list, and I'm gonna set up those 2 specific alerts. So if it goes off, and I do hear it go off, that's letting me know, okay, we're moving back in the right directions. That buyers are trying to get. What's my All right. XHL, right? Alright, so yeah, right now as far as, even on my ladder, we at the bottom. Because right here I got a top gainer, top loser. So right now, IXHL is at the bottom. So that means we don't have no volume. It's weak. So, that's at the very bottom. So, it's no buying volatility on that just yet, boss. So, yeah, that's definitely weak. So, yeah. So, let me see. Look like LIDR making a move because we had, 11% on that? How are we looking on that one real quick? LIDR, 11%? Where we at? All right, from $5 back down to what, this $3 level so far? Had a nice little run though. Definitely a nice little push. Bottoms of 1 up towards damn near $7 back on down. That don't look bad. Still watching spot, guys. Still watching spot. Keep in mind, 10 minutes. We got that data coming out. We got data coming out, and at 2:30 we got Jerome Powell speaking. We'll see which way we're gonna go once 2 o'clock hit. What type of volatility we're gonna have. Either we're gonna get a hard pullback or we're gonna get that push. So keep your eyes peeled, guys. It's 2 o'clock is about to roll in. Let's see what we're gonna get. Will buyers maintain these levels and go for that push up towards the 638s and so forth, or will sellers come in aggressive and start to yank them right back down? So we got about 10 minutes, guys, to see on what's about to take place. Just keep it on watch. Keep it on watch. I'm just still watching these 2 to see which one is gonna hit this damn 180. Like I'm still watching, cause again they're around around both same areas. Yeah, they both around 179. Both around 179, and they both have yet to hit 180. I'm just trying to see which one is gonna hold up stronger. Which one is gonna actually go for the push. It does look like Nvidia is holding up a little bit stronger, a little bit. As far as AMD is getting a little pullback, I mean, I started to see a little bit more weakness on that one versus AMD.
Is something specific happening?
Yeah, FOMC meeting, boss.
Is it just the fact that it's the top of the hour?
No. Today's the day we're gonna have the FOMC meeting coming out. We're gonna have the statements coming out at 2 o'clock today, and we're gonna have Jerome Powell speaking at 2:30. So that's why I'm telling everybody, insert to be on watch, be on lookout, because just keep your eyes peeled at 2 o'clock. You're gonna see some volatility moving in, and that's due to the fact that we have the FOMC meeting coming out. What's up, Kyle? What's up, boss?
Like it wants to dumpy dump. Hopefully the FOMC helps it do its thing.
Oh yeah. Are we still pulling back on where we at on Tesla? Still at 218? Let me see. Let's see, Tesla. I mean, we've been dumping off since we've been cracked at that 220 level, 320 level. Yeah, see? Ever since 320, we just been dumping on off.
Not much, man. Just in on a TSLA straddle.
Yeah, so I mean, right now, Kyle, I mean, the fact is you're underneath that 320, that's still a good sign. We just got to get to see it. And the reason why you bounce around here, because that's that mid area. So you're bouncing around at 317.50. So keep in mind.
Holding 317.50 calls and puts.
Nah, so you got to keep in mind. So you got to keep in mind, Kyle. Now, the reason why you're getting to bounce around at 317 level, that's the mid area. So if you look at Tesla from a $5 channel standpoint, 320 to 315, what's your mid area? 317.50, right? So as long as you hold 317.50 on the long side or above 317.50, then yes, you have room to possibly push your way back up 319, 320. Well, if you start to crack 317.50, yes, you have room to fall back down towards that 315 level. So right here in this channel that I do have from 320, 315 with the midpoint area of 317.50, like I said, as long as you hold this key level, you create those pullback failures. So if you notice, as every single time sellers try to take out 317.50, buy step in. If you notice that right across the board, none of the bodies of the candles have successfully cracked underneath that level. So buyers are trying desperately to hold that level. So again, if sellers can take that out, go from support to support to resistance, then we definitely see a nice sell-off down toward the downside and continue that downtrend. So if you're going in on puts, for example, you want to see that downtrend continuation. So you want to take a trend line from the levels that we already made from then to now. And this is what you want to see. So again, if you're going in on the put side, you want that downtrend to continue. So what needs to happen next is you want to take out 317.50. So therefore, that'll be a second touch on that trend line for that move right back on down. Because you can see every time you hit that trend line, you get a nice little pullback. Hit that trend line, could be setting up for a nice little pullback. And as it's based off, like you were saying, right here in this level, if we have more buyers than sellers, and we have more sellers than buyers, then sellers should be coming in aggressive and yanking those buyers underneath that 317.50 and continuously pulling us back down towards the price level of 315. So if we have more buyers, that means buyers should continue to hold 317.50, stay on top of this floor for that push back up towards 320, which is breaking you out of that downtrend setup. So that's what you should be seeing. But right now, the reason why you're having so much consolidation around 317.50 because that's your mid area. Because again, you got to think about it. We're in a $5 channel in between 320, 315 with the mid areas of 317.50. But at the same time, we do have somewhat of a downtrend setup still taking place from these tops of 323 all the way down to these levels here. So right now, overall, we have a downtrend setup. So if we want to see the continuation setup, a downtrend pullback, sellers will need to crack 317.50 because right now they're having a hard time trying to crack that level right across the board. Because if you see, the only thing that went below that price point is a few lower shadows. But other than that, no bodies of the candles have cracked and stay below that price point successfully. So that means that buyers are literally sitting right here trying to hold that key level. So what needs to happen is we need to have a lot of selling volatility to knock their ass out and go for that pullback. So that's what needs to happen. You need to have a lot of sellers coming in and yanking them. Because other than that, you're just going to stay going sideways until it makes a true decision whether it wants to, get that bounce away from that 1750 level back up, or again, if we have more sellers coming in, we're going for that pullback.
Love the advice as always, my dude.
Oh man, no problem at all, KS. No problem at all, Kyle. But yeah, just look. But like I said, the reason why you're getting that sideways movement is because that's the mid area. Because again, if I turn this red, that's going to be the channel that we in as of now on Tesla. Because you got to remember, keep in mind that Tesla likes to move by $5 increments. So from 320 down to 315, that's $5. And what's in the middle of that, your midpoint is going to be 317.50. So that's why it's going sideways, because it's still trying to make a decision whether it wants to stay above that 317.50 back up or crack that 317.50 and go back below. So keep that on watch and just see what type of volatility is going to kick in. So we got about 4 minutes till the FOMC meeting comes out. And in there, and I'm gonna show you the economic calendar too, boss, on why and I'm gonna see you the link too on it, on how to use that every day. To kind of prepare yourself on what comes out on these economic calendars. And I did alert to say that we were going to have the FOMC statements coming out at 2 and the FOMC meeting with Jerome Powell at 2:30. And it does make a huge impact on the market. So we'll see it within 4 minutes. You're going to see that volatility kick in about 4 minutes. Watch this. So this is what I'm going to see you too, boss. So let me go to the little calendar real quick. So normally I'll bring this up. Oh, I meant to, good Lord. Shrink my, yeah, so today is Wednesday. So early this morning, I already posted out on my Patreon, guys. I already posted out the ADP. I already posted out the GDP. Right here, you can see right here. Anytime you see those red stars, that's very important. Definitely keep your eyes peeled on. So right here, 2 o'clock, FOMC announcement. 2:30, Fed Chair Conference. That means Jerome Powell is going to be speaking. So anytime you see those red stars, that means that's a very important data that you need to keep in mind that could have some type of effect on the market.
I've got adult diapers on just in case things get wild and I myself.
I got you, boss. But I'm going to send you that link, though, boss. I got you on that. I'll send you that link so you can always keep this in mind because this updates every day, every week. And it goes, right now it's in gray because today is Wednesday. And then tomorrow, these are the next upcoming data, which is jobless claims, unemployment costs and all of that. So, but I'll send you the link so you keep that in mind. So I got you on that, boss. I got you. Let me go to it. I got you, nerd. I got you, boss. Let me send it to you real quick. See that link, and that'll be for you.
Right here says, is something specific happening at 2 p.m.? Or is it just the fact that it's the top of the hour? Kyle S. says, much appreciated.
Oops, I pressed that button. Hold up. Let me go to enter. Let me send that link. Enter here. All right, let me send economic calendar, and the link, and that should be it.
JTraedz says,
there you go.
Economic calendar link.
Got it. No problem at all, man. Kyle, I got you, boss. Anytime you need help, man, boss, just always feel free to hit me up. Let me know. I got you. But yeah, just watch that 1750 level. Like I said, it depends on what takes place in about 2 minutes. To see what type of volatility we're going to have. If it's bullish, then we should be holding above that 1750, but that possible push right back up towards 320 plus. If it's negative, we should start to see a pull below that 1750 back down to 315. So I'm going to keep it right here to see what type of volatility we're going to have, and also watch SPY to see, again, if it's bullish. We should be pushing back up towards 3750 up to 38. So just keep it on watch to see what type of volume is about to kick in a few minutes, guys. So we got about a minute left. So we're about to see what's about to happen, guys. From the statement on to the meeting. Oh, and I gotta get the my bad. I gotta get the YouTube. I gotta get the channel ready. I forgot about that. My fault. I gotta get the FOMC thing up and running. And then we're gonna see what's gonna take place. So let me get the FOMC meeting channel set up. FOMC meeting live. Where's the Federal Reserve's? What we got left, guys? Got 10 seconds, guys. 10 seconds. In a matter of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see. 2 o'clock. Let's see what we got. There go that volume. Let's see. Where we going? It's your 2 o'clock volume coming in. 2 o'clock. Let's see if we're going to get some type of volatility. Let's see. Are we going to continuously push? Or are we going to get that pullback? Let's see. Federal Reserve. I got it. All right, there we go. Had to get the Federal Reserve's link so we can watch that. All right, I'm gonna get that set up for you guys too as well. All right, put it on theater mode real quick and shrink you up, put you this way so we can focus on the market. Oops, let me do that. God dog it, I can't see anything. Ah, there we go. Alright, back up toward these highs, so we're gonna get this blocked off. Alright, cool. And then I'm gonna push over SPY a little bit more so we don't block the video. Alright, there it is. Cool. Alright, So we'll be waiting for 2:30 guys for Jerome Powell. What y'all think color tie? What color tie y'all think he gonna have on today? Purple, red, silver, blue. I'm sticking with purple. I'm gonna say purple. I'm gonna just say I'm sticking with purple as always. You know he like to wear them purple ties. So I do have the FOMC or Federal Reserve YouTube channel up, guys, for the once that takes place. Oops. All right, make sure it's still live. All right, cool. All right, still good. All right. So keeping one watch with everything. I don't see a lot of volatility right now. Nothing yet. I don't see anything moving major just yet. Got a little bit, but nothing major. Let me see. Anything said about the FOMC meeting? No. Let me go to the Federal Reserve's website to see if they came up with anything, any press releases, real quick. 7:30. The policy statement issue. All right. What do we have?
Kyle says, do you think SPY is breaking under its long-term uptrend on your chart? Kyle says, at least since April's lows, rather.
Well, like I said, as far as the setup that we had, Kyle, as far as right now, the main floor that buyers are trying to stay on top of is that 635.70. That's going to be very important right now. I can tell you that right now. 635.70. If we crack 635.70, we could see our way back down towards that 634.25. If they can maintain 636.70, then we have room to push our way back up and also bounce off of this downtrend setup. So let's see. Let me show you. Move it over a little bit. So again, as long as they can hold above that 635.70, we can go for a trend line bounce for that move right back on up. However, if again we don't have enough buying volume, we could retest that 635.70 for a possible pullback, which will pull you right back down in that trend underneath this downtrend setup. So keep that on watch. So you can see the entire downtrend setup from yesterday's movement. You can see right here. From here. Oh, now we're on a downtrend breakout because we broke above those key levels. But if we were to get that pullback and fall underneath that 35.70, that'll put you right back in this downtrend setup.
I'm more talking about the daily chart on a 3-month look back.
Let me see. Let me go back a little bit. Let me go back. I was trying to pull up the statement for the FOMC meeting that just. Oh, and I'll send this to you guys too. The Federal Reserve statement that just came out. Let me send this to you guys too, so y'all can take a look over that too as well. I need to put that for my Patreon too. I need to say that. Let's see. Boom. Select all copy. Let me send this over to you guys so y'all can have that as well to keep in y'all. All right.
JTraedz says, Federal Reserve issues FO.
All right, so guys, I just sent y'all the statements. Too. All right, let me take a look at that chart too. I'm gonna go take a look at it real quick, Kyle. I got you, boss. I got you. Because another thing too that was drawn, that was kind of like I didn't feel like I wanted to chase was that damn RSI because I knew we was getting overbought. See, look right here, even on the RSI right here. I mean, you're definitely getting overbought on SPY, so that was another reason why I wasn't, and I was waiting on these possible pullbacks because, I mean, the RSI, you're right, still at like a 72, definitely in the overbought territory. So I want to see on how much can we hold before we actually start to get that nice pullback down. So I've been watching that, been watching the RSI on the weekly up at a 66, trying to go for a bounce, but it's kind of starting to weaken out just a little bit. But let me go back to the other charts too as well on my other one I had set up. Where's my yearly chart? Let me bring it up. My yearly chart. Where you at? Oops, wrong one. Alright, SPY. Alright, move you over a little bit. Alright, so as far as the yearly chart, I mean, you are holding above, those six, what was this? What level was this? That was what, 613-ish level when we broke on out, running to these key areas here. So I mean, you're still on this overall uptrend. Don't get me wrong. From these bottoms around that 480, I mean, you still been on this continuation uptrend. You still on this continuation uptrend on SPY. I mean, that's still going on. I mean, after we had that massive sell-off that during the early of the year when we sold off all the way to 480 and then got that bounce right back on up. I mean, you're still on this uptrend setup. Don't get me wrong on that. I mean, you can definitely see the bullish movement on that. When you only had a few red candles in between the two. But you can see the overall setup and the overall movement on what it's doing. I mean, it's definitely still pushing towards the upside. Once we bounced off of that green indicator, I mean, it's still been on a bullish rally, Kyle, as far as SPY. SPY's still been on a bullish rally. It's just that you're gonna get into those areas, gonna have some pullback moments. That I mean, for to have a little cool off for the possible next area up. But I mean, overall, I mean, it's still set up on an uptrend. I mean,
J-Boss, you're back, mate. Awesome to see. I hope all this.
Man, Queen, what's up? You must have been in AK's. You must have been in AK's lobby. But yeah, I got in and around. I would say about 1 o'clock. I would say about 1 o'clock, about an hour in. But yeah, Kyle, you notice the overall setup, what SPY's doing? I mean, again, from these bottoms of 480, I mean, you're still on the bullish rally, but I mean, we may just get into a little cool off area where you get some, these pullbacks though. All right, move you back over. Keep that save at the bottom. Nvidia trying to wake up. Nvidia's trying to wake up. Pull you back down real quick. What is Tesla doing? What is Tesla doing? So if I see Nvidia moving, Tesla moving? Ah. Are we still pulling back? Oh, damn, we pulling back even more. Let's see. Oh, so they didn't crack that 1750 level. So right now, oh, so Kyle, you underneath that 1750, boss. Kyle, 1750 downtrend. Downtrend commences still on Tesla. 1750, 1750. Finally getting that crack, boss. Finally getting that crack. I told you. If we have more sellers that we was going to play off of that downtrend, where once you hit that downtrend, you'll get that pullback where sellers should be starting to step in. So right now, you do see that nice little engulfing red candle starting to push in. We got Nvidia pushing up. But yeah, Tesla's finally got back underneath that 1750. Now crossing over towards the bearish side of that bad boy. So yeah, starting to see that a little bit. So watch these key levels, guys. Watch that. I mean, you're still holding. You're still holding. Still trying to hold. So just watch that. I mean, we haven't got that pullback just yet on that. So SPY look like it's still trying to hold his uptrend. Look like it's still trying to hold his little specific uptrend right here. Little bounce, pullback bounce, pullback bounce. Is still trying to hold. So watch right now around this 3650 level. Again, as long as we stay on top of that level, you do have room to push your way back up towards the upside. If we do lose that level, you do have room to pull right back on down. Look at Nvidia. So let me see what AMD is doing then. What AMD is doing what we doing on that one? Is it pulling back? I'm starting to wake up a little bit. Which one is gonna hit 180 first? Look like Nvidia may go for it. Look like Nvidia may do it. Let's see which one gonna hit 180 first. I mean, you got AMD waking up a little bit, but I mean, you got a little bit more activity on Nvidia. Nvidia's still trying to go for that push up towards 180, so I'm just trying to see which one gonna hit first. Which one is gonna hit 180? I'm just interested to see, because to watch them both hold up around the same price point is crazy. I'm getting a little bit of pullback, Still some choppiness though. Still some choppiness still going on. Matter of fact, let's do this. Let's see what the overall setup is looking like on SPY. Let's do this. Let's take off pre-market. This is another thing that I do as well, guys. So this is another thing that I do. So sometimes I will take off the pre-market setup just to look at the whole entire play. So I normally do this sometimes. So I go into my settings. I go into equities, and I'll take off the show extended hours, and I go straight into just the intradays. And if you do that, you can see the whole entire setup. See that? So if you take off your pre-market and after hours, you kind of get a feel of the overall, setup of what it's doing. Try to, just based off just the intraday plays alone, when you get more of an understanding of what SPY is trying to do. So this is another thing you can do too as well. So it's no secret or anything. So this is another thing that I do as well. To try to get an overall understanding of what SPY is doing, even through the choppiness, to kind of help me out. So I do that.
$AMD to $183 today, maybe big.
Yeah, so that's another thing, guys. Like, again, you can also do that. You can go to settings, go to your equities, and just take off the after hours, where you can kind of just base it off of just the intraday plays alone, where you can get some good, try to get some good readings on, how to play it, try to understand on what SPY is trying to do, like, what's the next movement. So based off of just the intraday so far, it seems like from yesterday's play, as we pull back on down, we did recover 634.25 from these bottoms. Look like it's starting to try to create a higher low build back on up towards the upside. So you kind of see that play all together, trying to create a somewhat of a U-shaped pattern. So it seemed like once we reclaim that 634 level, going into today, you just been on this uptrend. So y'all notice that? So like I said, y'all can do that as well with any stock that y'all want to if you're using TOS. All you do is go to your settings up here, go into equities, and just take off where it says show extended hours trading session. Just take it off, because that's your pre-market and after hours, where it'll just be focused on intradays, just intradays alone each day. So you can get a clear look at the pattern setup. So you can get a clear look of overall resistance, overall support and so forth. Bailey, appreciate you so much for the follow. Appreciate you, Queen. Appreciate you. But yeah, but you know that if you take it all off, you can kind of get an understanding of the pattern. So day before yesterday, which was, Monday, you can kind of see how we fell from the 638s going into the market close. We got that bounce right at 635.70, and then you got that nice blast all the way back on up. Now going into yesterday, we fell back underneath the 638, got that pull right back on down towards 635.21. You bounce. 635.21. You bounce. 635.21, got rejected underneath that 635.70, and then got that dump. But then look right here, what price point are we back on top of, guys? Look right across the board, going from Monday, Tuesday into today. What price point, even after all this choppiness, what did we get back on? What was the main price point that we got back on top of? 635.70. So if y'all notice that throughout all the choppiness, you're still back on top of that main price point that held you up Monday, 635.70, and you got that nice room, that run on up to what? 638. So notice that you're back on top of 635.70 today. We just got to get above these price points here, from that 635, 636.50, 636.72 for that nice push up back up towards these highs here. So remember, Monday sets the tone, Friday sets the standard. What was that tone on Monday? Monday was around the areas of 638, 637.50. So the goal is to get our way back up to Monday's tone, which is around 637.50, 638, if we want to end off this week at a higher price point. So that means that from Monday's level here to right where we at now, we need to re-break these old key levels if we want to see some more, create newer highs as we end off this week, going into next week. So we want to crack back above 638, 630, around that 638.50, as we try to go back up towards that 640 range. So right now, it looks like it's just slowly trying to just get itself back up towards the upside. After all the choppiness, all the dumping, it just looks like it's trying to slowly pick its way back up from this drop off. So think about it. All it's trying to do. It's just trying to slowly rebound its way back on up. You're above the VWAP, you're above the 400 moving average. It's just trying to slowly go for that push. So it depends. If buyers step in, we should be seeing a push back up towards the upside, towards Monday's levels that took you out in the first place, which was around 638, 637.50 back on down. So we know that we need to take out this level. We need to take out this level. So we just need to turn old resistance to possible support. So we need to get back on this floor. So we need to get back on top of these two specific price points to get our way back up here to here. So that's what we need. So watch this level here to see, can buyers succeed, take these levels away from the bears, and utilize that for support to get that continuation push. For shorts, I already know shorts are in it too. Shorts stay underneath these particular price points and yank them back down towards that 635.70. But you see the play? Now that I zoomed out, and this is today's intraday. This is today's movement. So again, on the short side, you just need to hold this level as a strong ceiling like you did before. You ran up towards the 637.72, 636.50. You yanked them right back on down. Same level, yanked them right back on down. Level, right back on down. If you're looking at it on the short side, that's the level that you need to hold as a ceiling, because you don't want those buyers to cross it. You want to get that pull back down this way towards that 635.70, because that's going to be the main floor that you need to take out to see more downside, where we will crack that trend line back down this way. And I'll draw it out too to break it down even more before, I know we got about 15 minutes. So let's go to this real quick. We're gonna base off today's intraday movement. All right. So this is today's intraday movement based off of those vertical lines, right? This is today's. All right. So I'm gonna speak about it from a seller standpoint first, and I'm gonna go long. All right. From the seller standpoint, you can clearly see where your resistance is here, here, here. So That means you need to stay underneath those two particular price points, 636.72, 636.50 level. As long as you can hold those buys underneath, then you want to get a nice pullback down towards that level of 635.70. Pull them back down to this floor. You can see that this floor matters to the buyers because they have utilized that for the bounce back on up. What you want to do is take support, turn that back into resistance as we utilize that price point to move down even lower, because we want to take them out back down to these old lows around 634.25. You can see that level here. That's what you want to do on the short side. However, on the long side, what you want to do on the long side is take all this off. Let's speak about it on the long side. Now on the long side, what you want to do is you want to take this area away from the bears. Same exact price points. 636.50, around that 636.72, where you can utilize that for support, reverse it for that push back up towards that 637.50, back up towards that 638. These levels here, because what was that? That was Monday's levels that took you out. So you want to take that, you want to move, take out that level on the upside, and you want to take out that level on the upside, because you want to move your way back on up. Again, you want to create new price points as we end out this week, going into next week, because you want to find a way to out of this range as before next week ends. Hits. So right now, where you getting stuffed at? See those two particular price points where you getting stuffed at, where buyers have a hard time trying to break above? You see where your sellers are sitting at, right? Based off of the old key levels. They did that yesterday, trying to do the same exact thing today. They're trying to utilize this level as a brick wall, a brick ceiling. That 636.50. See this? Once, twice, 3, 4, and then you're right back underneath it. But what buyers need to do, if you are going to go long, you want to take that away from those bears and push it back up towards the upside, if you want to get that possible movement back up. Right now, so far, what I see is up a shadow. They couldn't get that break back above that 636.72, 636.50 at this moment. Still showing us a little bit of weakness, starting to pull back a little, get a nice little pullback. But we'll see as 230 holds to see, rolls around to see what type of, volatility. Can we get that continuation sell-off, or will buyers actually step in and go for that push? Because the goal is to take out those highs from Monday, is to get back above those key levels. So that's Monday. This is Tuesday. This is Wednesday. So right now, the buyers have maintained the main floor is that 635.70. And then again, why did we call out 635.70? And we go back to this chart. Again, we go back to this chart. This was the level that buyers were trying to hold. Right here. See? 635.70. See that? Pullback failure, pullback failure, pullback failure. That's why, again, if you're going short, you want to take that out. You don't want to give those buyers a floor. Take that out. If we can take that floor away from them, the next possible key level is going to go down to is going to be around that old breakout level around 631.50. So short side, that's what you want to see. Long side, you just want to stay above 635.70 for that nice rotation and you shape back up toward the upside. So that's why I was telling y'all that today 635.70 could be our possible pivot point, for the rest of the week. Above it, we could definitely see more upside. Below it, you can definitely see more downside. So that's going to be your pivot point. And notice, you always find your way back around that price point. It don't matter what day it is. Think about it. Look, let's go back a little bit. What day was this? Friday. No, let's go back a little bit further. Thursday. Thursday, you find your way right back around 35.70. 35.70. All right. Then we wound up bouncing off of 35.70 up towards 38. Then came right back down to what price point? 35.70. Then you got the bounce off 35.70 up towards the what? 38. Then you fell right back down from 38 to what? 35.70. 35.70. Then you bounced off of 35.70s back into the 36. Then back down underneath 35.70s. On down, then you played around, it got rejected at 35.70. Then you wound up yanking down towards 34.25. Then found your way back up 35.70. Then ran on up 36. Then came back down 35.70. Pulled back up to 35.70, and then ran. But you notice, like from Thursday, Friday of last week into this week, you keep finding your way around right around 35.70, 35.70, 35.70, 35.70. Now, but you notice how that thing, it acts like a big-ass magnet. Like you always find your way around it. But you also can see how it benefits both sides of the fence. If on top of it, you notice how it benefits the buyers. Because you notice 35.70, buyers utilize it, you go on up. Underneath it, it benefits the sellers, you go on down. So if you notice, it benefits both parties. Above it, benefits the buyers. Below it, benefits the sellers. So right now, we're above that pivot point, which now is what? Benefiting the buyers at this particular time. So now you're creating a higher low. So keep that in mind. So now, again, that we took off the pre-market, now that we took off the after hours, we can kind of see the overall setup on what SPY is trying to do as long as the buying volatility keeps up. So if the buying volatility steps in, then we should be seeing a break above these two particular price points, turning old resistance now into support for that possible push back up towards the levels that took us out Monday, which was around 637.50 and 638. So what buyers want to do is, once we reclaim these levels, you want to start to see that uptrend and take out 637.50, take that away from the bears, 638, when we can push our way back up towards 638.50, 639, 640, and so forth, where we'll break out of this level here. Because you can see every time you try to break out, you come right back on down. Try to break on out, come right back on down. So you can see what price point is in your way, which is 638. So right now, I mean, we're just going sideways. I know it's going sideways in a sense, but we're still holding on top of this little trend line. But we'll see what's going to take place. Because I know right now, I mean, it seems crazy. It looks like a lot of chopping is chop. Sometimes when I see something like this, that's why I like to step out. Like I'll eliminate pre-market. I'll eliminate after hours. So I kind of get the overall look to what it's actually doing. You know, because sometimes I may not be able to see it because of all the damn choppiness. So what I'll do is I'll try to figure out something. I'll try to figure out a range. You know, I'll try to figure out, okay, what is SPY doing exactly? You know, and then again, if you look at it from these levels here, watch. I mean, you can make a range even within this range, within this price point here. If you take that 635.21, right? You take 625.31 for the bottoms. Let me make this line solid. My bad. Alright. So, okay. So, you can see right here. We'll utilize that one as the bottom at first. Bounce, 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 bounce. Okay. Let's go to the top. We'll utilize around that 636.72. We'll do that. And we'll try to figure out, okay, what is SPY actually doing or what it's trying to do. Alright, cool. And you can clearly see your range. You can clearly see a range right here. See that? You run on up, you get rejected. Come on down, you bounce. So if you notice, all it's doing is staying within a range. It's trying to what buyers are trying to do is find their way out of that range. Because you can see right around that 636.72, you get rejected. 636.72, you get rejected. 636.72, rejected, rejected, rejected. So if you notice that right across the board, buyers are trying to find a way to squeeze their way out of this range to go into this range. So you can notice that you hold these bottoms, you got room to push your way up towards the 638s. So it's trying to go from one range to the next range. So buyers are trying to go from this channel now to this channel. That's the buyer's goal. Because they'll, again, once they get above that 636.72, what did they do? They utilized that for support, bounce their way on up. If you notice that, as long as they held above what price point? 636.72, that can act as support. Bounce, bounce, and when you're underneath it, rejection, 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 rejection. So if buyers can get above that price point, hold that price point, that'll put you in this range now of 636.72 up towards that 638. Because you can see where the tops is and you can see where these possible bottoms can be. So if buyers can successfully go for that squeeze, hold above that 636, they'll take you from this old choppy ass range now into this new range here. So that is the goal. However, like I said, on the put side, if puts can maintain that ceiling, keep those buys from breaking above that price point, they can move their way back down towards the 635.70s, back down to the 635.21s, down to the even lower levels of 634.25, where they can reverse this play back on down this way. That's on the short side. Long side, you just need to get a break above that price point, hold that price point, so therefore you will remain in this range today, tomorrow, and Friday for a possible short squeeze. I mean, it all depends on the volatility. What's going to take place in 5 minutes? Will buyers successfully get on top of this level and hold? Will, you know, that'll keep us in a range of 636, 637, 638, or will we hit this level once again and get rejected and pull our ass right back on down? So, question is, will we maintain in this range for the rest of the day, or will we find our way into this upper range here? So, just keep it on watch and see where we go. But that's normally what I do too. You know, especially if it's choppy, I'll try to find a way to create some type of pattern or range, or try to figure out something like what the hell is SPY actually doing to try to get an idea. Tariq, what's up, boss? Good morning, T-Dub, man. What's up, boss? Long time no see, man. Glad to see you, man. Glad to see you. But yeah, guys, that's normally what I do through choppiness. You know, I'll try to do that. Like, I'll eliminate the pre-market. I'll eliminate the after hours to try to get a clear idea what SPY's actually doing throughout the choppiness. You know, so I'll just take away all the pre-markets, all the after hours. Just keep intraday, hook all my intradays up together to try to see if I can, you know, figure out a pattern. Because if you put them together, think about it. What was this was Friday, this was Monday. All Friday and Monday did was make a cup pattern. If you notice that, all it did was make a cup pattern. And then going in from Monday, all it did was hold. Yeah, man. Shout out to my guy Tariq. Shout out to T-Dub. Shout out to you. So right now, look like what SPY's trying to do, guys. Look like SPY, the buyers are trying to go for that 636.72 break. And again, if they can go for that break, then we're going back up towards Monday areas where we got rejected at, which is around 637.50 right here. From that level, you got 638 right here. And then from those key levels, you got these highs right around that 638.50. So we got this level here first, 636.72. Then next key level.
Yes, flagging bullish on
oh yeah.
The email are squeezed. Let's see what happens during and
yeah, look, guys, look. And look what it's doing. Now watch, and guys, all I did was just take the setup. That's all I did was take the setup.
Great Queen, how about you, bud?
See that? All I did, guys, was take the setup from Monday to Tuesday and today to get a clear understanding of the levels that needs to be broken or levels that should, you know, depending on how you look at it, needs to be held. If you're looking at it for the short side, you know the level of 636.72 needs to hold. Buyers, you know, if we want to see upside, then we need to break above that ceiling, turn that ceiling into a floor where we can go from, again, this range to this range of 636 to 638. Man, if you notice, where are you up? Okay, guys, look at this very closely. Where's the upper shadow at right now? Where's the upper shadow forming at? Where are your sellers sitting at? 636, right? 636.72. Same exact level from Monday, yesterday, today, right? All you're doing is going across the board. You weed out all the choppiness just to see, okay, where was the area that acted as support and resistance? 636.72. When you're on top of it, you bounce. When you're underneath it, you pull back. Where are these buyers and sellers fighting at? 636.72. If these buyers can successfully get on top of that price point, that's going to put you in a new range. However, if sellers hold those buyers down, that's going to remain resistant for a possible pullback. But look what buyers are doing. Squeezing above what price point? Above 636.72. As long as they can hold, you have possible room to run your way up towards 637.50, which was Monday's area, second lower high area after the 638. 638 was your tops. Then once you bounce back on up, you got rejected right here at 637.50 for that lower high, and you got that dump right on off. So what levels do we need to take out? Here and here. So in order for us to get here, we need to take out what? 636.72 in order for us to get to 637.50, 638. So this is the only thing that's gonna be in your way that's stopping you from getting to these two particular price points. So watch how these buyers and sellers are about to fight right here. Right around here. Watch that 636.72 level. Can buyers hold, or will sellers have more power than the buyers to push them right back on down? So just keep it on watch. But I'm gonna put the pre-market and after hours back though. But I'll just show y'all what I do when the market is closed. Like I'll take out pre-market and after hours to kind of get an idea of the overall pattern. But you can also do this as well, guys. Go to your settings, go to equities, go under time. Take off your show extended hours trading sessions, so so you can just focus on intraday alone. I mean, you can use it for trading as well too. I mean, it's not gonna kill you to do it. But now that we weeded out all the bull crap, the pre-market and all that, but now y'all seen the overall setup. So now y'all know what to expect at this price point. What buyers and sellers need to do from this price point. And again, the buyers can take this away from the bears. The levels that we can push up to. Now y'all get it. After we done broke everything down. So as long as those buyers can hold that level, what's going to be the next level that buyers going for? 637.50. Why? Because that was that secondary level on Monday. You went as high as 638, and then you fell on down, got to bounce back on up, but then you got rejected at where? 637.50, and then you got that flush. So All right, we got. Oh shit! Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just doing all that talking. Man, I wasn't even paying attention. No, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I got caught up in explaining. My fault. My fault. My fault. My fault. My fault. My fault. Oh shit. Y'all ain't tell me nothing.
Good afternoon. My colleagues and I.
Purple time. I told you. Purple time.
Our dual mandate goals of maximum employment and stable prices
I told you. Purple
for
time.
the benefit of the American people.
I told you.
Despite elevated uncertainty, the economy is in a solid position. The unemployment rate remains low, and the labor market is at or near.
Okay, as he talk,
maximum
watch that level, guys.
Inflation has been.
As long as he keep talking good,
our 2%.
637.50, 638. As long as bonds can hold
In
636.
support of our goals, today the federal.
That's
Open
Monday's
Market
areas.
Committee
Then you got
kept
rejected that.
policy interest rate unchanged. We believe that the current stance of monetary policy leaves us well positioned.
Ooh, AMD might get it.
In a timely way.
AMD might get it.
Potential economic developments. I will have more to say about monetary policy after briefly reviewing economic.
I'm gonna set my alerts, guys.
Recent indicators suggest that growth of economic activity has.
Keep on watch. Keep on watch. Keep on watch. Keep on watch.
GDP rose at a 1.2% pace.
I got one alert.
in the first half of this year,
637.50, and I'm putting the other one at 638.
2.5% last year. Although the increase in the second quarter was stronger at 3%, focusing on the first half of the year helps smooth through the volatility
All
of
right.
quarterly figures.
AMD 850, 180.
Net exports.
AMD, AMD,
Moderation in
AMD.
growth largely reflects a slowdown in consumer spending. In contrast, business investment in equipment and intangibles.
Ooh, look at Spy. I told y'all. I told y'all.
Activity in the housing sector remains weak.
Y'all thought I was lying? Break above what?
In the labor market,
636.72. Running around to what?
Payroll job gains.
Let's see if we're gonna get that push.
50,000
I told y'all.
in the past 3 months.
I told y'all.
Employment rate at 4.1% remains low.
Let's see if they're gonna go for it.
In a narrow range over the past year. Wage growth has continued to moderate while still outpacing inflation.
Let's see, can we go for that push?
A wide set of
We done broke above 636.72. Remember I told you, going from one range to the next range. Let's see if they're gonna go for that 37.50 to 38.
Inflation has eased.
I told y'all.
from its highs.
Who got in on the call side after that breakout? After I told them that. What I told y'all.
To our 2% longer run goal.
Y'all thought I was BSing y'all.
Estimates based on the consumer price index and other data indicate that total PCE prices
Don't doubt your
rose
boy, man. I'm always gonna do what I can to help y'all.
2.5%
I'll break it down to its signs.
And that, excluding the
And look where you going. And look where you going from. 636.72 up to what?
2.7%.
Who called it?
These readings are
Who called it?
from the beginning of the year, although the underlying composition of price changes has
Austin,
shifted.
Queen, who called it?
Services inflation.
Let's see if we can get that push though. Let's see if we get it.
Increased tariffs are pushing up prices in some categories
I told
of
him.
goods. Near-term measures of inflation expectations have moved up on balance.
Come on, but let me see them boys gonna push it.
On news about tariffs.
Let's see.
reflected in both
Buys need to
market-based
hold.
and survey
Hold.
based
Stay above
measures.
672. 630, 672.
So, however,
Stay above it. Stay above it. Stay
most
above it.
measures of longer-term expectations remain consistent with our.
Now they trying to break above, trying to use old resistance now as a possible support. Still trying to build an uptrend.
Policy actions are guided.
Let's see if
by
they're gonna
our
still.
goal
Let's see if they're gonna
mandate
still
to promote
push.
Maximum employment and stable prices for the American people.
That's crazy.
At today's meeting, the committee decided
Excuse
to
me.
maintain the target range for the federal funds rate at 4.25% to 4.5%, and to continue reducing the size of our balance sheet. We will continue to determine the appropriate stance of monetary policy based on the incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks. Changes to government policies continue to evolve, and their effects on the economy.
Woo! I told y'all! Right on the spot! Right on the spot! I told y'all!
Is that the effects will be short-lived.
Who got that? Who just made money off of my alert? Who just made money off of my alert?
But it is also possible that the inflation
636.72 to 637.50. Who just made money off of my alert? Let's go!
Our obligation is
I
to
told
keep
y'all!
inflation expectations.
Right at it,
And
perfectly.
a one-time increase in
636.72 perfectly to 637.50. I just told y'all. Let's go!
The course of the economy and the evolving balance of
Don't
risks
doubt me, man.
before adjusting our policy stance.
I
We see our current policy
I called it.
appropriate
I loaded
to
it.
inflation risks. We're also attentive to risks on the employment side of our mandate. In coming
I
months,
told y'all where it was going. I told y'all. Once it got back above that level, Monday's old areas.
the
637.50 to 638. We just hit 637.50. Let's see if they're going for that 638.
discussions as
I told y'all, man.
review of our
I told y'all.
We focused on potential revisions to our
Who took that trade? Who took it? From 630, 672 up to 630, 637.50. Who took it? Who went for it? Who did it?
Two goals for monetary
I
policy:
told
passive
y'all.
employment and price and stable prices.
Oh, that was
We
crazy.
remain committed to supporting
That's
national
crazy.
employment, bringing inflation sustainably to our 2% goal, and keeping longer-term inflation.
That shit is
expectations well.
sick.
Our success in delivering on these
Like, we
goals
literally
is
just broke this down.
We understand that our actions affect communities,
That is
families,
crazy.
and businesses across the country.
That's sick.
Everything we do
That
is
shit's
in
sick.
service to our public
That
mission.
shit's sick.
We at the
That's
Fed will do everything
crazy.
we can to achieve our maximum employment and price stability goals. Thank you. I look forward to your questions.
Thanks.
Sellers are trying to, again, getting a little pullback underneath that 637.50. A little pullback underneath. A little pullback underneath.
For a rate cut now in September.
But I told y'all what to look out for.
Is that expectation unrealistic at this point?
Monday's O areas.
So, as you know, today we decided to leave our policy rate where it's been, where I would characterize as modestly restrictive. Inflation is running a bit above 2%.
Ooh, nice little pullback. Nice little pullback.
Tariff effects.
Well, that was a good little scalp. I mean, a good little ride up. 630, 632 to 637.50. Bam.
And the economy is not.
Pull back down.
is not
Pull back down. Let's
reflecting
see.
the restrictive policy we're holding. It
Oh, let's see. Let's see.
So it seems.
Uh-oh. What's about to happen?
To almost
Two things about to happen.
that the
One of the
economy is
two.
not performing as a
Either we're
restrictive
going to pull back
policy
back underneath
in appropriate
630, 672,
modestly restrictive policy.
or we're going to get that blast above 637.50 up to 638. One and two is about to happen. Which one? Which one?
Will receive a good amount of
Which
data
one about to
that
happen?
will help
Which one we're about to
inform
get?
assessment of the balance of risks and the appropriate setting of the federal funds rate.
That's crazy.
Just to follow up, by coming months, does that
Which one about to
include the
happen?
possibility you
Which
could
one is
get
about to
an
happen,
additional
guys?
2 rounds of jobs and
Volatility
inflation
kicking
data
in now.
between now and
Ooh,
September
pulling back,
meeting?
pulling back. Let's see.
Is that potentially adequate to make a decision to lower rates at that point?
So you're right. We do have this is an
Look like they're trying to set up bad traps and bull traps.
Rounds of employment and inflation data before the time of the September meeting.
Oh,
We
sellers
haven't
coming
made
in.
any
Let's
decisions
see.
about September. We don't do that in advance. We'll be taking that information into consideration and all the other information we get.
Boy, that was a
We'll
quick
make
move,
a
though.
decision.
That was a fast-ass move. Jeez, that was quick.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You took out the word or the notion that uncertainty has diminished from this statement. Does that mean uncertainty has increased? And I'm just wondering, the administration has struck several deals with large trading partners where it seems like we now know what the rate is going to be. Does knowing that rate add to your certainty to change policy, or do you need to wait to see the economic effects?
So essentially, the statement in our statement about uncertainty reflects what's gone on since the last meeting. So at the time of the last meeting, uncertainty had
Wait. So
down.
they're not changing the
It
rates?
was more or less even this time. So we took out, had diminished because it didn't diminish further. So there's not really much in that. And then your second question is, say again?
There have been several deals that have been struck, and now we seem to have an idea of what the tariff rates are going to be with some of our large trading partners. Does that not add to the kind of certainty you might need, or is it you're waiting for the economic effects to show themselves?
No, I think we're still. You're right. It's been a very dynamic time for these trade negotiations, and
Let's see if we're going to get that pull back down towards, let's see.
But
I was about to say 630, 635.70.
Where things settle down. We are clearly getting more and more information, and
Let's see.
I think at this point,
Because, again, buys need to get back on top of 630, 672. If they want to save it, they need to get back on top of that level. If they want to save that, they need to get back on top of 630, 672.
Much at this point, but
What time we got? About 5-10 seconds?
Many uncertainties.
I don't think they're going to get it.
We are learning
Because he's
more
going to fall
and
right
more.
back underneath it.
Doesn't
He's
feel
falling back
like
underneath
we're
it.
Very close to.
Look like he's about to gap down. Look like he's about to gap down.
For us to judge, but it feels like there's much more to come, as well looking ahead.
Neil.
We may, again, they may try to pull it back down towards that 635.70 level, guys. 635.70. They may try to yank it back down. And if we crack that, if the sellers come in aggressive, and we crack that 635.70, next key level is going to be that 635.21.
Are those not signs that monetary policy is a little too restrictive right now, given current economic conditions?
Ooh, damn.
So the GDP and PDFP numbers came in pretty much right where we expected them to come in. You got to look at the whole picture. So certainly, as I mentioned in my opening remarks, economic activity data, GDP, private domestic final purchases, which we think is a narrower but better signal.
Now, once he finished talking, I mean, it may start to try to realign itself back up, but, you know, you got to think about it. There's people with fear, you know, due to the interest rates and everything, and as he speaks, that's why you're getting that volatility right now.
Last year, so that has certainly come down.
But right now, you're definitely getting some fear. Definitely getting some fear right now with it. It's selling. So right here, guys, 635.70. We cracked that level on down to that 635.21.
It's things like quits, you know, job openings, and let alone the unemployment rate. They're all very, by many measures, very similar to where they were a year ago. So you do not see weakening in the labor market. You do see a slowing in job creation, but also a slowing in the supply of workers. So you've got a labor market that's in balance, albeit partially because both demand and supply for workers is coming down at the same pace, and that's why the unemployment rate has remained roughly.
There you go, guys. We may see that 635.21. As long as those sellers keep pushing, they keep those buys underneath that 635.70. Next low is going to be around 625.21.
So much growth. So
let's see what these buys going to do. Let's see if buys can protect that 635.70. Let's see if they're going to protect this bottom right here. Because that's going to be the main key area that they need to hold. 635.70. That's the main key that they need to hold. Because if not, more possible pullback coming. And I'm going to show you why. If they cannot hold it, if they hold it, then we can still survive this pullback.
Look to you like,
and I'm going to show you why.
You know, the main number you have to look at now is the
why does these move so slow?
It's true that the demand for workers in the form of, let's call it, just say payroll jobs, that number has.
Let me show you out real quick, guys.
Break-even number, kind of in tandem. So as long as that puts the labor market in
right here. That's why this level is so important. They have to hold this level around that 635.70 because that's your floor. Pullback failure, pullback failure, pullback failure. Now, if you crack that, those sellers come in aggressive and take that out. Next key level, those sellers are gonna try to aim for is that 631. Your old breakout level. This old breakout level where you can get a nice pullback from this level here back down to this level here. But as long as the buyers can hold, you do have room to push your way back up. But if they cannot hold this level here, you will see more pullback, possibly down towards that 631.50 level. Back down to this old breakout level here.
Just in terms of the June SEP in particular, is that still the best representation of where the core?
So watch that right now. Oop, yeah, they held it.
So on the descents.
So far, bonds held it. Good Lord, they held it.
From everybody.
Good Lord. So that's a big. Let me see. So they held that 635.70. Let's see.
Of what you're thinking is
so far they holding it.
You're making, and we had that today. So I think basically this was quite a good.
Let's see, guys. Let's see.
People were thought carefully about this and put their positions out there. As I mentioned, the sort of the majority of the committee was of the view that inflation's a bit above target, maximum employment is at target. That calls for modestly restricted.
You got to remember now, we got to get back above that 636.72. You want to see those buys get back above 636.72. This old level that took you out this morning. You got to get back above that level. You got to turn resistance into support if we want to see more possible upside. You got to keep in mind, you back underneath these key levels. Back underneath those key levels.
You asked about the June SEP. I wouldn't. You're right. That's what it says, and that may well. I couldn't point to it 6 weeks later as expressing people's thought. You really can't do that. We don't run an SEP, and I don't like to substitute in my own estimate of what.
Got AMD still trying to push for that 180.
So I'll just say that
Nvidia too is trying to push for 180 as well. So we got some volatility on Nvidia and AMD right now. Those are your two top gainers for the day. AMD and Nvidia.
Point about policy being only modestly restrictive. Does that mean that there's actually
both trying to go for 180
to reduce rates once the conditions for a cut are met, barring a significant weakening of the labor market?
So let me say, my own estimate is modestly restrictive, and there are a range of views of what the neutral rate is at this moment for our economy, and so others may say it's more restrictive or less restrictive even. You know, we're going to be at some point when we return to moving toward a more neutral stance, we'll be making that judgment as we go. I don't think we have a preset course. It's not so mechanical as saying, you know, we've derived with great confidence the neutral rate and that is our destination, because really we understand that no one actually knows what the neutral rate is. We know it by its works, and that will be how the way the economy reacts over time to, you know, to slightly looser policy.
Nick Timmeros, The Wall Street Journal. Chair Powell, my question is about what have you learned over the last few months about the inflation generating and price pass-through process? And just to drill down, the June CPI report showed evidence of tariff-induced goods inflation. Now, the tariff landscape is only starting to be settled with some of these more recent deals. Given the lags between when tariffs are announced and when they show up in goods prices, is 2 months a long enough horizon to evaluate the impact and be confident that tariffs aren't impacting the broader inflation process?
I think you have to think of this as still quite early days. And so I think what we're seeing now is substantial amounts of tariff revenue being collected on the order of $30 billion a month, which is, you know, substantially higher than before. And the evidence seems to be mostly not paid only to a small extent through exporters lowering their price, and companies or retailers, sort of people who are upstream.
Still getting that rejection underneath that 636.72, guys. Still getting that rejection underneath.
For now, consumers are. It's
like a back and forth battle.
Prices, as you know, in the June
That's
report.
635.70, 636.72. Sellers are trying to hold one area, buyers are trying to hold the other area.
Feel that they have every intention of putting this through to the consumer, but you know, the truth is they may not be able to in many cases. So I think we're just going to have to watch and learn empirically how much of this and over what period.
Nvidia is still on that slow climb towards 180. We got AMD right at 180. We just got to get that break, and we need to hold above it because we want to get now into the 180 bracket on AMD. We just got to get that breakout and hold. We got to get those candles to close above 180. So now we'll be in the 180 brackets on AMD. Same thing with Nvidia. Nvidia had to do the same exact thing. Get that break above 180, hold that 180 floor. Now we can play within the price ranges of 180.
That during the pandemic, expectations proved more adaptive than anyone at the Fed expected. Is it being driven by uncertainty over how restrictive policy is?
You could argue we are a bit looking through goods inflation by not raising rates. You know, we haven't reacted to new inflation, but I mean, I wouldn't insist upon that. But
like the minute he mentioned rates, you notice the pullback comes. The minute he mentioned rates, they yank them.
Case is that these are one-time price effects. Of course, in the end, there will not be. This will not turn out to be inflation, because we'll make sure that it's not. We will, through our tools, make sure that this does not move from being a one-time price increase to serious inflation. We want to do that efficiently, though. And that means we want to do it.
See, like I said, loans, the main thing that you want to hold is that 635.70. You want to stay on top of that floor. You want to hold it. You don't want to lose that. Because if you lose that, you'll start to fall. I'm telling you, those sellers going to aim for that 35, down to 34, even down towards 31.50. You lose this floor, I'm telling you, those sellers going to go for that 35.21 right back down to these bottoms.
In a way that is efficient. But in the end, there should be no doubt that we will do what we need to do to keep inflation under control. Ideally, we do it efficiently.
Like, as soon as he stopped talking, it go back. It's like them buyers are trying to desperately hold that level. You have more sellers than buyers right now. You got way more sellers than buyers right now. Because every time buyers are trying to hold that level, that 635.70, them sellers trying to come in and yank them. What we got left on this candle? About 30, almost 30 seconds. So about 30 seconds, they gotta hold that candle on top of here because they don't want to close the candle underneath that. They want to stay on top of this price point. Because I'm telling you, if they don't get that candle closed, those sellers, then more pullback can be coming.
Existing law.
Got about 20 seconds.
On taxes.
If those sellers can succeed by holding those buyers underneath that price point, that's going to turn into resistance.
But it shouldn't be significant over the next couple of years.
And to
3 seconds, guys.
follow up,
Yeah, they underneath. They might gap down. Yep, gap down.
I don't want to put this in terms of you and the president, so let me ask it this way.
Possible 335.21
do
it go.
you
It's
have
coming.
concerns about the cost to the government of keeping rates
335.
longer in terms of interest rate,
Damn.
charges?
Oh,
We
man.
have a
Boy, them sellers are
mandate
coming
that's
in.
employment and
God
affordability.
dang, sellers are
And
coming in
it
heavy.
is, it's not something we do to consider
Oh, yeah, they pulling.
the cost.
Sellers
to
are
the
pulling.
government.
Got those buyers right underneath that
We have to be
35.70.
able to look at the goal variables. Congress
Now they're going
has
to try to
given
go
us
for
and
that
the tools they've given us
34.25.
to achieve
34.25.
those goals, and that's what we do.
Let's see.
We don't consider
If
the
those
fiscal
buyers don't reclaim this
federal
level.
government. No advanced economy central bank does that, and it wouldn't be good for if we did.
34 cent, 34.25. 34.25. 34.25. I told you they may try to pull it down towards that 31. 31.50.
Consideration.
Victoria. Hi, Victoria Guida with Politico.
That shit
When
crazy.
it comes to the renovations of the Federal Reserve's headquarters that the administration has been looking into, do you see their interest in that issue as being directly tied to the president's push to get you to lower interest rates?
Not for me to say. I will say we had a nice visit with the president. It was an honor to host him. It's not something that happens very often at the Federal Reserve to have the president come over, let alone to visit a building. But it was a good visit.
Are there any aspects of the project that they've raised that you see as making you reconsider any aspects of the project?
So, this project was hatched and conceived almost a decade ago now, and we went through the very long process of clearing it through historic preservation at the National Capital Planning Commission, and a lot of back and forth there. It was very constructive. We started out to do the work, and we're very well along.
Watch this level here, guys. Watch this level here. Watch this level. Watch this level.
Pleased to have the
And
president
sellers
say
can
he
close that
was
candle
focused on
underneath.
what he
Next
really
level they're going
wanted to
for is that
see
634.25.
was us
Watch
getting
this level.
Construction completed as soon as possible. That is our focus, and that's what we're going to do.
Now, again, if buyers want to save this play, they got to hold this level. They got to stay on top of that 635.21. If not, if those sellers successfully close, more pullback is still coming. Because you still got that 31.50 to still go down to.
Inflation hit 2.1% last September and has bounced higher
Jeez,
since.
that was a hell of a move.
Why do you
God,
think,
dog.
financial conditions are restrictive and a neutral rate's below 4% when inflation has stopped falling for almost a year.
So inflation, when you talk about these 12-month inflation measures, you're always battling residual seasonality. So we'll have, for example, 2 months of high inflation, sometimes early in the year, and then inflation turns lower, and a lot of that may just be an artifact. So
They
that's why we
couldn't.
look
Them
at the
buyers,
12-month
those sellers
numbers.
came right around. I told you that Monday area. That's where that was that area that where they pulled back last time. One of the areas from 38 to 37.50 Monday. Those sellers were sitting right there. That's where your sellers were sitting.
Only now going through inflation, but they actually reflect inflationary pressures from 2-3 years ago. So there's
For this level here, guys,
through.
still
In
pulling.
addition, now we have
Still pulling.
3 or 4 tenths of inflation in core inflation from tariffs.
What I told you.
And
Look right here. Look on my chart I was talking about.
That out. We're not going to have a separate.
No, but I told you about that
kind of
35.70. That why the buyers need to hold.
with the whole all of inflation, but the composition, as I mentioned, has really changed. And if you go back to the last
my
couple
bad.
of years, it was all about services inflation, which was being very sticky. Now services inflation is coming down nicely. Goods inflation was well behaved before.
See what I meant?
And now goods inflation is going up. So the story has really
Well, I
changed.
say they need to hold that level.
Partially because of
Because
tariffs,
you lose that
but
floor,
also
you start to
partially
bleed
because
out this
we have
way.
restrictive policy in place, and we've seen that the result of that.
So I'll put it like this.
gradually work its
By
way
the time the
through
market
services
closed,
economy.
buyers need to get back on top of that 35.70. If buyers want to save this play, they got to get back on top of 35.70. If they want to save the play back up towards the upside. If not, that's going to turn into resistance, or we can get that continuation pullback.
I'm not going to comment on.
But
the
that's gonna go back
administration's
into that's gonna turn into
proposal. I do think,
resistance.
As I've said, I think that
So watch that level.
We're getting
635.70.
We need to do our job.
Below it, we can see more possible pullback coming.
I think it's really
If those buyers
important
can
that
reclaim that level, then we
good
can hold
data
it for the
helps
possible
not
move
just
back up towards the
Fed, it
upside.
helps the government, but also helps.
That's
the
why I was
private
yelling
sector,
out this level
people in
on
the
why this
economy.
level is so damn
They
important.
use this data a lot too, so it's quite important.
And you can see right here where your old breakout level was at 31.50, right down to this trend line. When you go from this trend line, rejection, down to this trend line here, which will put you around 631. 631 level. If those sellers can keep coming in aggressive and keep yanking. how much room you have to possibly fall down to this old breakout level. Right now, where we at? 634. 634 is still pulling.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Edward Lawrence from Fox Business. How concerned are you with the data that we're coming in, showing no significant upward trend in inflation over the past 6 months? The wait-and-see approach to inflation is actually giving companies cover to raise prices.
How concerned am I that say that again?
The wait-and-see approach is giving...
The wait-and-see approach, what do you mean by that?
For cutting rates. You're waiting to see if the tariffs will affect inflation. So it's a wait-and-see approach.
Well,
see, the more they keep talking about inflation, the more them sellers are coming in. See that? 634.25. Let's see. What at 31.50? All the way down here.
For tariffs,
I'm gonna put
which possibly could lead into bigger inflation or more inflation.
Them sellers, they aiming for it. They aiming for that 31.50.
Well,
they aiming for it. As long as he keep talking, they aiming for that shit.
Some companies will
they're literally aiming for that price point.
The fact of the tariffs and all the discussion of how they're going to, if the companies will raise prices when and as they can, and you saw it famously in the first administration of President
What
Trump.
I told you. They still aiming for it.
Washing machines.
Jeez,
but
Louise.
Weren't. But what do you know?
I told y'all what they aiming for.
Like,
I told y'all.
Companies will often just.
I told y'all what them boys aiming for. What them sellers aiming for.
That'll happen. We don't see a lot of that.
I'm seeing if they're gonna actually do it.
Now is basically
if they're gonna really go, like pull it down toward that 631.50.
To be on goods inflation, and I'll say again, they may be less than
well, we at now 33.50. We what, $2 away?
Zero.
33.50, guys.
Consumers will pay
33.50. We're not too far from it. Damn near $2 away. Next level 32.50. Then you'll be damn near $1 away.
We're gonna have to see it through.
And just to follow, if I could, some additional tariffs have been in place since February, and things
this thing
really haven't broken yet with the economy. So how do you justify to somebody who's looking for a house, who's facing a 7% mortgage and maybe can't afford those rates? How do you justify that?
Well, so the housing is a special case, right?
We got left on this counter 3 minutes.
We don't set.
3 minutes. They trying to close this count underneath that 33.50.
Overnight rate, and
they trying to close underneath 33.50. They close underneath 33.50. That's gonna turn into resistance. Then more pullback comes.
Might be shorter than that, but it's not the overnight Fed.
You got NVIDIA falling back down towards the VWAP. Same thing with AMD.
But we're not the main effect. There are other things going on in the housing sector.
This is crazy. This is insane to keep seeing this.
Long-term.
Yep, Hardwell from that 37.50 balls, 37.50. Bleed on out.
The Fed can help with, but then that'll be the case even after things normalize. So I think the best thing that we can do for housing is to have 2% inflation and.
But that main area that them sellers are trying to go for, if they continue to keep pulling, it's gonna be that.
There are lots of other jobs.
Yep, the main area that they're going for is that 31.
That's what we're trying to get to, and we've made a lot of progress toward that. We have a very good labor market right now. Inflation, we were very close to 2%. We're seeing some goods inflation move us away, but so far not very far away.
Hi, Chair Powell. Thank you. Well, can you give us a little more about what kind of economic data does the Fed need to see before you'll be ready to cut? I mean, do you need inflation back nearly to target? Are there other things in the pricing that you look for? Do you need to see weakening in the job market? What kind of things are you looking for?
Still pulling, guys. Still pulling. We got left on the counter. Almost a minute.
It could be any.
Almost a minute in. Almost a minute in.
But
almost a minute. Almost a minute.
If you saw that the risks to the two goals were moving into balance, if they were.
The more I'm telling y'all, the more he talked, the more fear coming. The more he talked, the more fear.
Stance of policy. This is the special situation we're in, which is we have two-sided risk to both of our goals. When we paused, inflation was above target and the labor market was pretty good.
Got a minute left, guys. Minute. Still underneath. Trying to aim for 230, 32.50. 32.50. Almost to that price point. Almost there. This is insane watching this.
Two targets get
this is crazy.
Balance, you would think he'd move in a way closer to neutral, and that the next steps that we take are likely to be in that direction. What will it take? Totality of the
still pulling.
There's quite a lot of data coming in.
I told y'all we almost there. 31.50.
Positive of that, you know, it's really hard to say. We don't make those decisions, and right.
Damn, $1 away, guys.
We'll have to see.
$1 away.
I guess just in terms of inflation, though, for example, like
Holy
some people would point to if it
next week, possibly they may try to go for it on this counter, possibly coming if they don't get a bounce.
That's evidence.
They're going for that 31.50. They're going for 31.50. Let's see.
That kind of thing. If
this shit is
thinking
crazy.
to see the number come down, I think closer to 2.
I told y'all, look. I told y'all 31.50. I told.
As I mentioned, you know,
holy.
The base case is that this will be a one-time price increase, and in the end, we'll make sure.
31.50. Oh well, 31.50. We're aiming for it. 31.50, baby.
And efficiently means
they aim for that 31.50.
So we don't. Again, if we go.
This is crazy.
Too soon. Maybe we didn't finish the job with inflation.
Holy crap!
If you cut too late, then maybe you're doing
600.
Labor market. So we're trying to get that timing right, and that's effectively what we're doing.
This is crazy to watch.
Claire Jones, Financial Times. Just a question on the dollar. We've seen it decline quite heavily this year.
Oh well, shout out to you, baby. Shout out to you. That was crazy.
To what degree that may be.
Damn, I'm trying to say
to get inflation back to.
Oh, Lucky, let's go. Look, I told you, baby. Look like he's still aiming for it. Look like they're still trying to pull. 631.50, they're still trying to aim for it. Holy shit, Taki.
Major discussion.
They still trying to aim for it.
Yeah, at the Fed. I wouldn't say.
Let me see. I wonder if they're gonna get it. If they're gonna actually do it. We're not too far from it. They might as well. They might as well do it. What I told y'all. Look, let me go to it. Let me go to my chart real quick. Hold up. Y'all thought I was lying. Lucky, Ingrid, Harwell. They thought I was lying.
As well, is there any consideration of looking at alternative?
They thought I was lying.
Scraping and so on in order to just ensure.
What did I say? If you lose 635.70, you have room to bleed out toward that old breakout level and that trend line towards 631.50. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Big data sets that you can get from all sorts of places.
I tried to tell him, boss. I tried to tell him about the gun line, boss. I tried to tell him about the gun line, boss.
To be good and be.
I tried to tell him, boss. I tried to tell him.
We're not going to be able to substitute for that, but if we.
I tried to tell him about the gun line.
I certainly hope that we get.
They thought I was lying to him. I tried to tell him. I literally tried to tell him on that one. Got it. Wait, what the hell just happened on my... Wait, what the phone?
Hi, Mr. Chairman. James Bryan, ABC News.
It's on my account. Oh! No wonder why I was... I had the wrong account open.
Are you concerned
you son of a bastard.
Conduct might impact the Fed's independence going forward?
I'll just say that... I think that having an independent central bank has been an institutional arrangement that has served the public well. And as long as it serves the public well, it should continue and be respected. If it didn't serve the public well, then it wouldn't be something that we should just automatically defend. But what it gives us, and other central banks, what it gives you is the ability to make these very challenging decisions that in ways that are focused on the data and the evolving outlook, the balance of risks, and all the things we talk about, and not political factors. And so governments all over the advanced economy world have chosen to put a little bit of distance between direct political control of those decisions and the decision makers.
Boss, so I told him.
If you were
Lucky, look how close we came to that 31.50, boss. Look how close. I told him that if we get that sell-off and they crack that 635.70 level, those sellers was gonna try to pull back down towards that 631.50, that old breakout level.
I think it's very important.
Boss, I tried telling him. Boss, I tried telling him, boss. I tried telling him.
Afternoon, Sir Powell.
The more they talk, the more fear is gonna keep. The more they gonna pull. They keep asking questions. The more they keep asking questions, the more they gonna keep pulling. Now, the minute they shut up, I mean, we could see a bounce back up, but the more they keep talking, it's like.
How do you see that evolving in the next few months?
Let's see. Are we gonna hit it?
Vulnerability that is for the economy going forward.
consumer spending has been...
Lucky, you was my witness. I broke down the whole entire thing. I said those sellers, if those buyers lose that 635.70, you're going to see a bleed down toward that old breakout level, which is around 631.50.
So I would say...
boss, I tried to tell him, man. I tried to tell him, boss. I tried to tell him.
And that spending is at a healthy level. It's not growing rapidly, but it's at a healthy level. And delinquencies are not a problem. You mentioned high-end delinquencies. I don't know what to make of that. I read the same thing, but so generally, and if you look at the banks, and when the banks talk about in their earnings,
still right there. I mean, it's still right there. And level still, I want to see.
A consumer that's in good shape and is.
Y'all remember, guys, that's your old breakout level. 631.50 is your old breakout level.
It's true, and it was again right.
Hey, you believe you made 700, 1700? You believe? That's why your name Lucky. But nah, shout out to you and for the rest, everybody else, man. I mean, it was a straight bleed. I mean, look at that, just straight sell off, straight sell off. Still put, look, it might hit it.
Some of that can be affected by
boss. It still might hit it.
Spending as well. Look, it's one of the data points.
I mean, it's like right there, towards my right where my alert is.
And there's no question.
Right where my alert is. It still might hit it. It still might hit that 31.50. I think it's gonna hit it. I think it's gonna hit it. Look, I think it may hit it. I think it may hit it. Let's see.
And just to follow up,
I think it may hit it. We about there. By what? 20? Ooh! Bam!
On edge, and he was pointing to.
Oh shit! This is crazy.
I was wondering. You said
boss, it went literally to my line.
Overall,
it literally went to my line.
Discussion about the state of the.
Oh, this is insane. Oh, this is crazy work.
Talk about any individual's, any individual's comments. I wouldn't do that. But I think what we know is that.
Boss, look at that! It bounced right off my line perfectly. I tried to tell him.
But had come down a bit, and if you take the
and look where it bounced at, boss.
Adjustment.
Look where it bounced at. 631.50.
Maybe close.
631.50.
But the unemployment rate was still
631.50. Nice bounce back up.
Is that demand for workers is slowing, but so is the supply.
Lucky. Look where the bounce happened at, boss. Exact.
You've got
boss.
Very low unemployment.
Boss.
It's kind of
did I not let them know?
As job creation is down, but also we know that because of immigration policy, really, the flow into our labor force is just a great deal slower, and those two things have slowed more or less in tandem.
That was crazy.
I mentioned costs,
that was crazy.
Look at wages.
That was crazy.
Gradually cooling. Look at vacancies to unemployment. Those things have been pretty stable they haven't really moved a lot.
I mean, bounced damn exactly right at 631.50. I told you. Oh man.
See that there are downside risks. It's not, you don't see weakening in the labor market, but I think you've got downside risks in a world where unemployment's being held down because both demand and supply.
That's crazy, guys. That is insane.
Worth, I
know it's 3 o'clock. I know he's still talking. I know he's still talking.
Hi, Chair Powell. Nancy Marshall-Genzer with Marketplace. One more question on the lack of unanimity in today's decision, the 2 dissents. Was there talk during...
I told you, the more he talked, the more they're going to keep pulling.
Exactly.
The more, they're going to keep trying to play that level. They're going to just...
talk during the meeting of cutting rates and...
But yeah, shorts, just be careful though. Watch that. Be careful trying to short around at 631.50. You got to get that confirmation. What you want to see is a crack below that price point. You want to see a crack below that 631.50, but be very careful trying to short right at 631.50. Be careful trying to short that level because you may be going right into a demand zone where buyers can be sitting at. Just be careful, wait on confirmation.
Was still what it has been, which is that
be careful, wait on confirmation, guys. Don't force anything that shouldn't be. Do not force anything that shouldn't be. Don't force nothing.
Somewhat restrictive.
Just be very careful. Be very careful.
We want inflation to move all the way back to its target. So that's where people have been and still are. 2 of our members felt that the time had come to cut, and that they, for the reasons that they're going to express. I won't tell you the reasons. They'll issue some kind of a thing in the next day or so. So, but that's the story, and I would say well argued, very thoughtfully argued all around.
Lucky though, man. But congratulations, boss, man. That's all on you. You pulled the trigger, man. Shout out to you. All I did was make the alert. All I did was call out the alert, but you pulled the trigger. Shout out to you. Shout out to Hardware. Shout out to the team, man. Y'all got it. Y'all got that. Shout out. W fucking team, man. W team. W team, baby.
That there would be differences and different perspectives on that, as well as different views of where the neutral rate is, so that different views of how tight policy is. So
where's my
I will say what you hope is that
wait, where's my thing at?
Explain
so I give everybody their shout out. I was trying to put my little
very
what did I put it on?
clearly, and we absolutely had that today, all the way around the table. I would call it one of the better meetings I can recall from that standpoint.
And you said
man, no problem at all, man, boss. You know I got you. You know I got you.
2% target before
you know I got you, boss. You already know what time it is.
Would you be in favor of lowering rates right away?
It's not quite the
so
way.
Real quick, shout out to the team. W chat on that trade. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Job well done, guys. Job well done. So I'm talking about
one of them is
job well done. Job well done.
And the other, and that's inflation. Maximum employment's at goal. So you have to. That means policy should be tight, because tight policy is what brings inflation down. If you came to the view that the risks to the two were more in balance,
Sam, what's up, boss?
Policy shouldn't be restrictive. It should be more neutral. More, a neutral.
I told y'all, man. That's why I told you them charts, dude. I'm telling you, them 12-hour charts do wonders.
That's the framework, I think.
Sam, bro, 3 man, appreciate you, boss.
Survivor24 just resubscribed for 3 months.
Man, appreciate you, man. Let me give you some love for the resubbing, boss. Let me give you some love. Appreciate you, appreciate you. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate you for the resub, man. Appreciate you, boss. Appreciate you. Shout out to Sale. Shout out to Sale for the resub. Appreciate you, boss.
Taking the question, Jeff Cox from CNBC.com.
And also, shout out to my mods. Shout out to my mods. Appreciate you. Y'all all the goats. Y'all all the realest. Thank y'all so much for always having my back. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. That was a beautiful play. Beautiful play, guys. Because we called the bounce. We said look for the possible break of 636.72 up towards the Monday areas around that 637.50 up to 638, which we ran up to 637.50. Then we got rejected at 637.50, pulled back down. I said, guys, buyers need to hold 636.72. I said if they can hold that level, that'll keep us in that range. Fell back underneath that level. I said the next level, the main important level that they need to hold. Let me go ahead and end this though. I mean, we'll go ahead and end this. Put back on the music. But yeah, man, guys, job well fucking done, man. I gotta curse because y'all, man, I'm too proud of you guys, man. I'm just so happy you guys, man. But we broke it down to a science from start to finish. I mean, we talked about the breakout. Oh yeah, at 4 o'clock. Orange Man speaking at 4. But yeah, so guys, let's go back real quick. So we talked about the breakout first. As you know, the FOMC meeting came out and Jerome Powell spoke. We said if those buyers were to get that break above that 636.72, we can see that possible push up towards those Monday areas of 637.50 up to 638. However, we ran up as high as 637.50. Sellers came in. Then we pulled back down. I said, buy. I said, guys, if sellers can crack, I said, if sellers want it, they have to crack that 636.32 level because you want to go back in that range. We fell back underneath. Then we tried to bounce back on up. 636.72 turned back into resistance. I say the main floor that buyers specifically need to hold is going to be that 635.70 level. I said if that 635.70 level, if that rug pull occurs, guys, we may see all the way down to 631.50. And where did we pull down to? I'll be damned, 631.50 exactly. Shout out to the team, baby. Whoo, man, that was crazy. That was crazy. Man, y'all got, man, shout out to the team, bro. That was insane. That was crazy to witness y'all make money, man. That was, but I'm proud of you guys because y'all showed the level of confidence. Y'all believed in yourselves. Lucky, shout out to you, boss. Congratulations, because you had enough confidence as just in yourself as a trader to pull that damn trigger, execute on it, and made $1,700 on the day. Now you're locking it up, going to join your money, possibly going to some going out to eat and enjoy though. But congratulations though, boss. Hard work, congratulations too, boss. Shout out to y'all though for killing that play, man. That was fucking amazing. That was amazing. Shout out to the damn team, man. That is what the hell I'm talking about, man. Not being afraid to execute and understanding these price points, understanding the levels that we can go down to, understanding the levels that we can go up to. And y'all executed on that perfectly, man. I could be more proud of this damn team, bro. Like, y'all killed it. Y'all killed it. Like, I could be more proud of this team, boy. This, oh, man. Oh, man. That's all I can say. Oh, man. But y'all did an amazing job, man. Amazing damn job. Y'all knew how to play it up, and y'all knew how to play it right on down. And as I told y'all, I was telling my push, just be careful trying to short right around 631.50 because, again, that's the old breakout level that can be utilized for a possible demand zone where buyers can be sitting at. And lo and behold, we bounced where? 631.50. Got that move right back on up towards the upside. So there y'all go. So shout out to the team, man. Shout out to the team. Woo! That was crazy. Lucky, I hope you enjoyed it, boss. That's just one a many. That's one a many. One a many, man, to come. One a many to come, boss. But congratulations to the team, man. Y'all done an amazing job today, though. I mean, and the thing about it, too, all it did was take patience. Patience to wait, not, jumping in too early. I'm talking about like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Y'all waited for the meeting to take place. Y'all waited for the volatility to take place. And y'all executed, and all by having patience. Patience pays off, baby. Patience paid off, and look at that. Look at that. Y'all banked on it. Congratulations. Y'all banked on it, man. Man, I love this team, bro. This is sick. Y'all sick with it. Y'all sick with it. That was crazy. That was the most craziest play I ever seen. That was insane. That was insane. Now the question is, okay, where do we go from here? That's the question. Where do we go from here? Now that we didn't called out the tops, we didn't called out the bottoms, we caught those major important levels. Now where do we go from here? It's the $1 million question. That's the $1 million question. Where do we go from here? Right now, we did catch that 31.50 bounce. Now, question is, what are buyers going to do from here? Are they going to find out, push their way back on up, or will we come back down to that 631.50 level? And
Aware says, PCE numbers fails. Hello Bears.
Yep. So, I mean, it's just crazy, man. It's crazy to see this. This is insane. Right now, getting that nice little pullback. So right now, you got a possible little downtrend maybe setting up right here in this little section. Could be setting up a little downtrend setup. Let's see. But keep in mind, guys, watch that 631.50 because in order for us to drop even lower, we got to take that out. 631.50 needs to get taken out. Needs to take out that 631.50. Right now, buyers are trying to desperately hold 632.50. They're trying to hold that level. But if they lose that again, on down to 631.50 you go. So just keep it on watch. Keep it on watch. Yeah, that was a sick play. I ain't gonna lie, man. That was sick. That was sick. And I mean, and that's crazy in a short period of time. Where we weeded out throughout the choppiness. You weeded out through the choppiness of all it is to catch the best play right here, which was around 2 o'clock. There you go. All you had to do is be patient, wait till 2, instead of getting caught in the choppiness where you got a nice volatile seller or volatile play where buyers sat in.
Crazy to watch. You're the GOAT.
Queen, and I called all those price points damn near exactly. When we went up, what was the price points I said to look out for as buyers go up? I said look for 637.50 up to 638. We didn't go all the way to 638, but we went up to 637.50. Then we got rejected at 637.50. I said, okay, well now we about to pull on down. I said the main floor. We cracked, because you remember I told y'all the pivot point was 635.70. I told y'all that was pivot. That can make or break the play. I said we crack underneath that price point, I can guarantee we may bleed out, and we could have a nice pullback down towards 631.50, which was the old breakout level. And sure enough, what did we pull back down to? I can't Photoshop this shit. This is moving in real time. What did we pull down to exactly? 631.50. I told you. Honestly, I tried to tell him, Queen. Shout out to my boy Lucky. Lucky did it. Shout out to y'all, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. It's all about patience. All about understanding the setups. That's it. All I did was call out the setups. And how did I do that? All I did was base it, and we'll go back a little bit. All I did was go back to Monday's play. And I do apologize for having all these lines. Don't judge me. But let me go to my settings once again. Let me take off pre-market and after hours. Pre-market after hours. Let me go back. Go back. All I did was take Monday's resistance, which was, what was Monday? Oh, I'm sorry, right here. Which was 638, 637.50. As we came down this way, when we went up, where did we get rejected at? 637.50. Go right across the board. Where did you get rejected at Monday? 637.50 down to what? 635.70. Then you got the bounce. Right here. Got rejected where? 637.50. Came down to what price point? 635.50, your pivot point. You cracked that, sellers came in even more aggressive. So from that level, you pull down to what? 631.50. There you go. So all it is about just understanding these setups. Just understand the setups and how to knock it out from there. That's it. How to knock it out, man. Just about reading these plays. That's it. Take your time, understand the setups. Understand on how things are setting up. Are we setting up in an uptrend, setting up in a downtrend? Or if we are in a range, how can we play the range? Could those same resistance from Monday hold up on a Wednesday? Sure enough did. 637.50. So all we did was just take the past and utilize it for the present and play it out the present. There you go. That's all we pretty much did. That's all we did, guys. I told y'all, again, once you lost that 635.70, where we can bleed down to 631.50. And sure enough, there you go. But shout out to the freaking team, man. Bro, I love y'all. I love y'all. Now you got to keep in mind, we underneath where? 634.25. Remember, that was one bouncing area. That's resistance at this time. We didn't crack the trend line. Trend line is cracked. Now we went from the bullish side to the bearish side. Got to keep that in mind. From that price point, if we do go up, what's the next key level? 635.21. All the way back up to what price point? 635.70, which again, if that's the true pivot and that's a true magnet, buyers will try to find a way back up to that 635.70 in due time. So if that's a true magnet, because you leave from it, you return to it, you leave from it, you return to it. And I'm talking about this yellow line and I'm talking about this price point. So you can see right here, you leave from it, you return to it. You leave from it, 9 times out of 10, buyers are going to try to find a way, even throughout all of the pullbacks and the weakness right now. They're going to try to find a way back into that price point in due time. I'm not saying it's going to happen today, but they will try to find their way back up to that price point as long as they hold that level of 631.50. Once all the sellers step out and buyers step in, we could see that possible move back up. But right now, sellers have control. I do see a big H pattern that could set up right at the price point of 633.50, where you could create this little arc, kind of like this shape here. If this, again, if those sellers are successful, this is what we should see. So if these sellers are successful, this is your H pattern here. Get a bounce, rejection, right back on down towards that area of 631.50. So that's that H pattern you should be seeing if those sellers are still in control. If the sellers are still in control, we should be cracking right back underneath that 32.50 for that possible pullback down towards that 631.50. So man, shout out to the team though, boy. That was some sick shit. That was sick. I ain't gonna lie to you. That was sick. That was a sick play. That was sick. And there go your H pattern. Bam. H pattern right back underneath what price point? 632.50. Again, what I just drew out for y'all. Again, if those sellers are in control, we should be pulling right back down towards that 631.50. Keep that on watch. Let's see, can we pull back down to that price point? I know we haven't hit it yet. Because my alert, I mean, we went down to it, but it didn't trigger my alert, though. It didn't trigger it, but we did down to it. How low did we go? What was the low? 54. 54. It was by 4 cents off from my alert. 4 cents off. 4 cents off from my alert. Just 4 cents off from it. I mean, could we still touch it? I mean, look where we're going. I mean, they still could try to test that 631.50. My alert could still try to go off. Because even if y'all, think about it, guys. Even if y'all missed this play here, still was an opportunity right here. Bounce back on up, right at 633.50. Pull right back down. Could have caught that little small opportunity. I mean, you got to find a way to make a way. Understand your patterns and execute on that shit. So here y'all go. That's y'all second opportunity. If you missed this one, here's your second one. Second opportunity. I mean, like I said, you go for puts. Go for puts up here. Don't go for puts down here. Don't go for puts right at the demand zone where buyers may be sitting at. You always like, okay, if you always want to go for puts, always wait for green candles up. Like, don't chase behind the red candles. I mean, you do have good opportunities on the red candles down, but you have to understand the prices that is going down too. Now, if you understood the assignment and you understood where it was going down to, yes, you could have caught these candles on down. You could have rolled these down, understanding how far we could pull back down to. But going down to the area that we pulled down to, we're bouncing at. I wouldn't really chase going in for a put right at 631.50, which could hold up for possible support until we take it out. So watch it as we pull back down. But if you got to end up here at 633.50, that's understandable because you're away from that, you're away from that demand zone. But trying to buy, going for the put at the demand zone is kind of dangerous because you don't know if you're going to crack it. Could we crack it? It's a possibility. Could we hold it? It's a possibility. But don't go in for puts where you definitely see strong pushes on up where buyers are sitting at. Don't go for puts right at these areas. Go for puts above it and away from a level where you could come back down to it. So you go for puts. I mean, and especially if you missed the first move up. I mean, definitely wait for moves back. Move down. Wait for moves back up where you'll get green candles and where you're setting up for bull traps for a nice little move back down. Because that's still $1, like damn near a $2 move back down to a 631.50. From 633.50 down to 631.50, that's still a $2 profit. So I mean, you're still banking. I mean, you may have missed a bigger one, but you still got something. You still got the meter to move on that play. So that's how you have to look at it. So right now we got this little H pattern still forming. We got left. Right now it's almost 3:30. So we still got some time. Still taking place. Just keep your eyes peeled. Watch that 631.50 level. Like I said, for those who got in on my puts at 633.50, you got room to go down to this level. Watch this level. You can either take profits right here, or again, if you want to hold, just see if you get a crack underneath that 631.50. But it's up to you. You can take profits right around these areas, right around with this demand zone, or like I said, look for a possible confirmation for this candle to close underneath that price point for more further pullback coming. But I mean, because you got a good area. You got a good area where you kind of get, let it breathe a little bit versus getting hit right here exactly and not knowing if you're going to crack it or not. See, this is more of a risk. This is more of a reward. Because again, you don't know if it's going to crack. We may test it, but what about if it bounces? It may test it with a bobby crack. You don't know what's going to happen until we get full confirmation around that price point. But you got to keep in mind that is an old breakout area that we dealt with before. So again, now breaking above that price point and now coming back down to it for the very first time, buyers may consider this level for a possible bouncing opportunity to go back up. So again, you got to think about it on a psychological basis. So, but be careful around the 631.50 trying to go in for put exactly at that price point. Anything away from it, yeah, but down here exactly, be careful on that because you could be setting yourself up going right into a bad trap where buyers are trying to, utilize that around that price point and push it right back on up. So again, when you miss big moves like these and you go for bounces, look for those green candles to form and look for that area of resistance for the transition back down. Green to red move back to the downside where you get more of a safer entry versus more of a riskier entry. So definitely be careful with that. So that's just a food for thought. Just to let you know. If you did, miss it and you're trying to, still chase it, just be careful right around this level where buyers may possibly be sitting at. Just be careful. Just wait on confirmation. Could we get a crack through it? Possibility. Could they bounce off of it? Possibility. But just be mindful of this level. That's going to play a major role because that was once an old breakout level that buyers could see as a possible bouncing opportunity. So just keep that in mind. Just keep it in mind. Just be safe. All I'm saying, just be careful. Just be careful right here. Just be very careful. I just don't want y'all getting caught up in it. Just be very careful. Got about 30 minutes, guys. 30 minutes. Got 30 minutes. And do not forget, you do have earnings coming out today. Do not forget about that. You have Microsoft earnings and you have Meta earnings coming out. Do not forget today. And then tomorrow we have Apple and Amazon coming out. So just don't forget about those earnings. So just letting you guys know we have those earnings coming out. So right now you have a downtrend like setup going on because you got way more red candles than you. And then look at the transition too of the candles. Look at this. You got way more sellers than you got buyers. Way more sellers than buyers. Look at all these red candles versus these green candles. I mean, based off of this setup here, you got way more sellers. Look at this. What, 3 green candles versus all these red candles? Yeah. So you kind of see who's in control at this time right now. That sellers have stepped up and took place right here. So be very, very, very freaking careful. Be careful. Be careful. Again, if you are in on the put side, the next key level that you want to take out is that 631.50. That's going to be the next key area. If we crack that 631.50, we can pull our way back down towards the 630s, down into the 620s. But watch this key level here first and foremost. See what the buyers are stepping in at while I'm telling you guys to be careful trying to go in for shorts right at 631.50. Again, psychologically, buyers can be trying to utilize this bottom, this area for a possible bounce. So just be mindful and be careful. Because I'm not going to tell you anything to hurt you. I'm going to tell you things to help you. So just watch that level. So it may be a little battle back and forth where buyers are trying to, utilize that level and sellers are trying to take it out. Just be careful. Just be very, very careful. Be very careful. But yeah, guys, man, I had a great time. I mean, even though, I came in around, 1-ish, I mean, still help people make money in a short period of time that quick. So, got to see everybody bank. Lucky, shout out to you. Ingrid, I thought you was in it, Ingrid. I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought you caught it. I thought you caught that. And then today, guys, later on today, I will clean this up a little bit more. As far as my lines, I'm gonna clean it up going into tomorrow. I'm gonna clean it up. I promise. I promise I will clean it. I will clean it. It was just all due to all the choppiness from before. So that's why I got all them damn lines. That was all from back here. We had all these damn chops and resistance and bounces. That's where all these lines come from. So do excuse all my lines today. That was just due to that crap. See what I mean? Trying to go in for a put. See what I mean? Being careful around that 631 level. Be careful. Just be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Just be safe. Just be safe. Just want y'all to play it safe and be smart. Now you have to keep in mind, what price point are we underneath now? 635.70. That pivot point. Now we back on. Now we're underneath that floor. Now we're no longer holding
Ingrid Aussie Chick says, I wish boss still learning the platform, not comfortable taking any trades.
Like, okay, when you trade, do you go for shares or do you go for well, I know you're still working on options, so you go for shares. I mean, even with shares wasn't a bad. Well, I mean, shares wise, you would have had he would have had to have a shitload of money on that. I mean, options would have been a little bit more affordable. But yeah, it's just all about all you do. Also, it's just like each week is always a setup. You always got to keep that in mind. Each week is always a setup. Monday sets the tone. Friday sets the standard. All I did was take Monday's setup and took it into today's, and I called out the areas that we could possibly run up to, and the areas where sellers could be sitting at as well. That's all I did, and that's all it is. That what some traders don't understand that the answer is right in front of you, but a lot of them are just too lazy to look, because a lot of them just want quick answers. Man, what's this? What's that? What's this? What's like? If I can figure it out, y'all can figure it out.
Chick says, yes, I've only bought for long terms.
Yeah, see, and you're looking at it from a long-term standpoint, which nothing is wrong with that. But I mean, you can also set yourself up to where you can have a long-term play on the side, and you can also make money on a regular day trade situation as well. Because if you're playing both sides of the fence, you can have money piling up on one and then be piling up on day trade. So it kind of doubling up your profits if you think about it. So if you put again a small amount of portions towards a long term and just let it sit there, let that accumulate, you can still make money on the other end as far as your day trades, and still just adding up towards your with your long term. So I mean, it's still benefiting you on both sides of the fence. So I mean, nothing is wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with that in no shape, form, or fashion. But yeah, it's all about, and then like I said, we'll definitely do our 101 Aussie. Just to help you see things a lot clearer, even for future setups, future plays. The things that I see, active see, AK-47 sees, hardware sees, the things that we see on why we trade the way that we trade. To kind of get in our minds. Because what I did was, what made me the trader that I am today was, I wanted to understand, because I used to get aggravated, because I'm like, how the hell are they calling these plays? Because it's like I wanted that, because it's like, it felt like when I would go into a trade, it never would go the way I wanted to. So I start cursing. I start doubting myself, man, the market ain't meant for me, man. I hate the market, man. I would always just start doubting myself. But what I started to do was just take the time after the market closed and go over certain things. Like, what the hell is AK saying? What the hell is hardware saying? How are these guys knowing this? And that's what I started to do. So I started to kind of pick their brains to get a better understanding on what are they looking at, how they understand it, and that's what I started doing. So once I started to get out, outside of a 15-minute time frame, 3-minute time frame, 5-minute time frames, I started to see everything from a bigger picture, I finally started to get it. I was like, and it made sense. So that's why. It just took time and practice for me to get to the level I am as a trader to call out these plays, call out these prices, I mean, it just took time. But I will be doing one-on-ones and stuff. Like I said, if you ever want to do one-on-one, guys, I mean, I'm always available. I'm always here to help you guys with whatever you need help with. I mean, y'all know this. I'm always here to help with whatever I can. But
Aussie Chick says, I think after Axe seminar it'll be a totally different trader. I think I've overloaded myself with so much info I've confused myself and have froze like a deer in the headlights, LOL.
And don't get me wrong, I've been there. I've done that. I mean, like, okay, let me ask you this. What are you, like, overthinking? Like, what is it? Like, what's the main, I'll put it like this. Okay, what is the main thing, or what is your main weakness? Is it the entries? Is it really understanding the price movements? Like the directions of the markets, understanding the patterns, like what it is specifically that really holds you back, that makes you afraid, that put you in a position where you lost money, now you're scared to do it again. Like, what really is it? Because I know a lot of traders, a lot of times they're calling out too many damn prices. Like, too many damn prices. Like to here, all I did is call out two specific numbers. Up to 3. 637.50. I said the main pivot point was 635.50. I'm sorry, 635.70. And I said look for the possible drop down to 631.50. I called out 3 numbers. 3 numbers that changed a lot of people's accounts just now. I didn't call out like 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 different prices. 3 specific areas. And that's it. Y'all heard me say it. I said we go up, look for 637.50 up to 638. We went up to 637.50. I said, okay, we pulling back down. I said, okay, the main floor that buyers need to hold is 635.70. We cracked 635.70. I said, okay, we lose that. We could pull our way down to 631.50. All I did was call out 3 numbers. That's really all I did was call out 3 numbers. That's pretty much it. And people made money off of that. Bam. That's it. Because again, you have to understand also that the market again is a psychological play. That's it. It's a psychological game. It's not really a money's game. It's really a trader's game. It's a psychological play because you got to understand people make the stocks move. People make the market move. It's not the market moving itself. It's people moving the market. So you got to understand that. That starts with us. That starts with traders. So you have to understand, okay, what are traders thinking? What price points are traders trying to go up to? What is a certain price point that they're trying to push up to and sell? And then what is the price point that they're allowing to fall to? So all it is a psychological play. It's 90% psychology, 10% strategy. Again, the market doesn't move itself. It's us that moves the market. So with that being said, understand on the price levels that buyers are moving up to. Understand the price points that sellers are trying to pull down to. And that's it. It's a psychological play over and over and over. That's all it is, Queen. Because what you see, all the patterns that you see, thousands and thousands upon millions of other traders are seeing damn near the same exact thing if they have that same mindset. They're looking at the same exact thing. All they're looking for is where strong resistance is and strong support is. That's it. It's a psychological game. That's it. And within a strong resistance, strong resistance and strong support, that's where your choppiness comes along. But you have to understand, through the choppiness...
Aussie Chick says, not being able to short a lot of the small cap tickers on TOS.
Nah, yeah, you're gonna have, yeah. No, see, no, and I'm gonna tell you right there, that's gonna be your downfall. Well, I can say downfall, but that's gonna be the issue because TOS, when it comes down to shares, I can tell you right now, TOS is shitty when it comes to shares to short. I can tell you right now, you do better picking Lightspeed. What's the other one? Trade Zero, like those type of companies that that has shares to short. But TOS is more mainly set for like the long side when it comes to shares. Now you can short with options. Yeah, options is very easy because That, you know, you're playing the up and down movements. But shares, and when it comes down to shorting, yeah, you're not gonna find too many shares to short on TOS. They don't have a lot of shares to short. So that's gonna be the one of the main things that's gonna stop you. So when it comes to shorting, you'll have to use possibly a different platform, because majority a lot of people go long on it. Now again, a lot of them are short on options, but shares to short, like shares in general, you're gonna have trouble with that because they don't have a lot of shares to short. I'm just telling you out the gate, it's more long bias than short bias when it comes to TOS. Again, when it comes to shares. I mean, options, you can short all day long, all night long with that shit. I mean, options is easy. But shares in general, I'm just telling you from experience. Somebody that wanted to short like crazy but could never find shares to short every single time when it came down to TOS because they never had shares to short.
I've signed up for Trade the Pool waiting for help to set up.
Yeah, like I say, anything outside of this, I mean, they're not. It's a great platform. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love TOS to death. I love it. I never had a problem with TOS. It just when it comes to shares to short, that's the only issue. That's it. Other than that, it's great. It's a great platform. But yeah, shares to short, yeah, you have to use a different platform than TOS. I promise you that, because you're gonna catch hell trying to find shares to short on that. So watch this level, guys. Watch that 631.50. So let's get the ball rocking and rolling before the seminar. Let me ask you this: what are you as a trader? Are you long bias or are you short bias? Now, what I mean by that is, meaning that you don't have to trade every day to make money as usual. If you short bias, okay, wait for strong resistant opportunities, kind of like we did today for that nice little pullback. Why? Because that 637.50 psychologically was a strong resistance level, something like that. When you just wait for those price points to move. It may not happen when you want it, because again, the market don't care about your feelings nor my feelings. But we know the intended price points that those traders are trying to move up to and come down to. So again, it's not the market moving, it's people moving the market.
Ingrid Aussie Chick says, do you think the PDT will be lowered to 2K?
It may, but I mean, as of now, the only way I can say to get around it is just have multiple accounts. I did that. What I did was, personally, I had 3 margin accounts. So I had 2 individuals and I had 1 joint, and all I did was link my accounts together. So once I run out of 3-day trades on one, I can transfer the money over to the next one. Use 3-day trades on that one, and so forth. So by having 3 accounts, it gave me 9-day trades a week. So instead of having 3, I had 9-day trades. So that's how I did it. You can do it with a cash count too. You can do it with a cash count, margin account, cash and margin account. I mean, you can do it. You can do it any which way you want to. Open up 3 accounts. That's the way I did it. 2 individuals, 1 joint. Or if you just want to do 2, you can do 2 individuals, or you can do an individual and a joint. However you want to do it, but you can open up multiple accounts. You can. That's legal. You can open up multiple accounts. Cause that's how I had to do it. Like even with cash accounts, when I would run out of funds on one, I was able to take that money out and switch it over to my other account, and that's how I did it. I mean, there's always a way. It's always a way around something. You know, there's always a way around something. Time it is right now, guys. Got about 20 minutes. 20 minutes. So, I mean, congratulations to everybody that caught that move. But yeah, I mean, like, honestly, once I understand the movements and the levels, like, it helps out a lot. You know, like, it's like I know how to put myself in a better position instead of guessing. Like, and then understanding your patterns. Because what did I call out right here? H pattern. For those who missed this big move right here for the second opportunity, it probably wasn't, you know, as profitable as this one. I mean, but at least you caught profit from $633.50 back down to $631.50. It still was $2. But understanding these setups, you know, when you get those big red sell-offs like that, you know, get this start off right here. Next thing, 9 times out of 10, you're going to build an H pattern right behind it after a good sell-off, even on the upside. You go on a big old spike. You pull back down, you may create an upside down H where you go for a sell-off. I mean, you go for a push on up, then a little pullback where you know, consolidate, then you shape your way back on up. But overall, still creating a what? It's still creating an uptrend. So once you start to understand these patterns, it's really easy to kind of understand the movements of them. Because remember, I told you, the market moves in 4 different states. breakout state, reversal state, ranging state, and what am I missing? Trending state. It's either on an uptrend, downtrend, trending state. It's either in a range, channel, or is on either a reversal or a breakout. That's it. I mean, it's 4 states that the market moves through. That's it. You just have to understand. You just have to understand is the way it moves. So right now, as far as Wednesday, we know that we fell from 637.50 all the way down towards 631.50. So question is, as we go into, all we're going to do now is take this side here, or this play here, now go over to tomorrow. So now tomorrow, the question is, will 631.50 hold as buyers try to push their way up to, or you already know what price point they're going to try to go back up to. It's going to be possibly that 635.70 if buyers do step back in. So if buyers can hold going into tomorrow, because remember, got what jobless, wait, what's coming up tomorrow as far as the, let me go to the, whatchamacallit anyway. Tomorrow's economics. Tomorrow's economics. Tomorrow. Yeah, so we got what? Jobless claims, unemployment costs. I mean, so we're going to have those around 8:30, 9:45. And I think that should be it after that. Yeah, so I think that's all we're going to have. So we're not going to really have anything major, like other than just those, 8:30. So we're not going to really have too much of something to really rock the market. So, yeah, as we go into tomorrow, also for the rest of the team, guys, just watch that 631.50 level. Just see if buyers going to hold as we go into tomorrow's setup to see if buyers going to try to go for a U-shape back on up. Let's see if they're going to try to, play off of this possible setup here. Try to go from a red to green move going into tomorrow. Try to push their way back up towards that 635 level. Just keep that on watch. That's all you got to do. Watch those key levels just to see what they do. Just take this setup, and I'm gonna clean up my chart, clean up my lines going into tomorrow. I promise y'all I'm gonna have that set up. But from 631.50, we know where the bottoms is. Now we just want to see, okay, where buyers are gonna push up going into tomorrow. Could they push up towards this old area around, 634.25? Could they break past that mark going up towards 625.21, but up towards that 635.70, that old pivot point? Could they find their way back up to the yellow line? Because again, that pivot point, you leave from it, you return to it. You leave from it, you return to it. And as I told y'all earlier, do not go in for a put right around 631.50. And you see what the buyers are doing, right? I told y'all be very careful around 631.50 because, again, psychologically, buyers could be trying to utilize that price point to try to push their way back on up. And there you go. See? It's a psychological play. Also, think about it. How did I call these levels out? Now, how did I predict telling puts not to go, try to go in for a put at 631.50? Why? Psychological level. Because, again, old resistance can turn down to possible support. Because now this is our first time. Ever since we broke out above 631.50, we never seen 631.50 again. Remember, we was hitting 635, 640s. It took us a while to come back down to this price point. Now that we finally came back to this price point at 631.50, now buyers may utilize that as an opportunity. Because this is your first bounce back down to 631.50 for the very first time. So it's not like it had multiple bounces at that level when now we're getting a crack. You got to understand, this is the first time ever that we have seen 631.50 again ever since we ran up towards 640. So buyers may get excited and utilize that price point for a bouncing opportunity because this will be considered your first bounce off of that 631.50. So that's why you have to think about it on a psychological basis. You got to think about it psychologically. And you see what buyers are doing, right? On a psychological basis. Because you see they coming back in, right? Right where? 631.50 and trying to push their way back on up because they're utilizing that price point for a demand zone for a possible pushback opportunity back up towards the upside. So it's all psychological play, guys. See that? And look what your buyers doing. See? Was I lying? Was I lying? It's all psychological. It's all psychological, man. Psychological plays, how they move. That's all it is, Queen. But yeah, and I've been in those positions where I overthought things, and then it's all about just taking your time, Queen. Don't try to compile everything all in one day, because you got to keep in mind, you got a Monday, you got a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Every day is freaking different. Every day has a different economic day. Something different is always going to occur. So all you do is just take the movement, take the price actions, and just move it over. All it is, put it like this. All of this is like a contest. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the contest on the long side is for buyers trying to move their way back up towards Monday's high because they're trying to move to higher price points. We fell from it though at this time. So that means that Monday's tone is 638, 670. I'm sorry, 637.50. So, because we went up to it, but we were unable to hold it. So, that means that Monday's resistance is still going to be Wednesday, which is today. Monday's resistance is going to be Wednesday's resistance, Thursday's resistance, Friday's resistance until that level is broken. So, all you're doing is just taking that action and just move it over until it's met. That's it. So, that's it. Until that error is met, you got to still take that price point into consideration. You have to. It's just a psychological play. That's all it is, a psychological play. But yeah, also, if you ever need help on my end too, Queen, I always got you. I always got you. Whatever you need help with, Queen. So right now, we got about 10 minutes, guys. Buys are definitely still trying to push their way back up. Keep it on watch. Let's see if they're trying to go for that 634.25 level. 624.25 level. Let's see. And 624 level, that's that old bouncing level here. Let's see if they're going to try to push their way back up towards that level. If they can go for that break, then the next level you know they're trying to go back up towards is that 635.21. And then from that, you already know it's not too far from it. 635.70, which is what? Your pivot. So, again, it's just a psychological play. It's a psychological play. But if y'all ever need help with anything, man, please feel free to hit me up, man. I'm always here. I'm always here to help. Always here to help. But congratulations to all the traders who did make bank today. Shout out to y'all. Y'all did a job well done, man. Couldn't be more proud of this team. Y'all definitely knocked it out today. I could be more proud of this team, man. What I'm going to do is I'm going to break even on mine because it's just not doing nothing. I was trying to do something like this little contract I had was kind of crappy. Had like a little small contract for the bounce, but...
Thanks, Jay.
Man, no problem at all, Queen. No, I got you back. Always, always. I just want to see what it's going to do. Trying to see if they're going to go for that squeeze up. Go for that squeeze up. I know we got about 9 minutes, guys. Any questions, comments, or concern, guys, do feel free to hit me up, man. I'm always here to help. So we got tomorrow and Friday to rock and roll. We'll see what the market has to offer on those 2 days. You know, where we go from here after this sell-off? Where did we go? You know, will we find our way back up towards the upside, or will we get that continuation sell-off? That's the question. But right now, you got to keep in mind, 631.50 is going to hold up as a strong possible support until that level is broken. Until that level, we crack that key level. But 631, keep that in mind. 631.50. All right, guys, I'm soon about to be heading on out, man. Cause I know I still gotta do some school shopping, man. I keep forgetting about that, man. Time is moving so damn fast, man. I got so much to do. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna soon be heading on out. But do keep in mind, if you are still looking as far as Meta's earnings and Microsoft earnings, guys, do keep in mind that we do have those earnings coming out today. So do not forget about that after the market close. But I do have to tend to, the school shopping stuff. So I'm going to just try to get this out of the way as quick as I can. So I'm going to give a shout out to everybody, man. Again, already shout out to the team. Let me go to my little, where's my thing at? Turn the PowerPoint off. All right, cool.
Ingrid Aussie Chick says, Josh is having another AKNR in Feb down in New Orleans. You should come say thing.
Oh, in New Orleans? If y'all want New Orleans, I'm there.
Thanks, Jay.
Lucky, no problem at all, boss. Like I said, if you ever need help too, boss, I got you. Here always to help you whatever you need help with, boss. You already know what time it is. But yeah, guys, I'm about to go ahead and lock it out. Just go ahead and shut it down, man. And again, congratulations to everybody, man. If y'all already made profits, please don't put money back in the market at the end of the damn market. Don't do that to try to go for a little small gap. Don't do that. If you locked in, man, be grateful for what you have. Don't take it for granted. Please don't. So let me go ahead and give a shout out to everybody. Oop, my bad. Take that off. Give a shout out to everybody. Again, JTraedz. Y'all already know what time it is, man. Also, give a shout out to my mods. Y'all already know what time it is. Shout out to Sebroy for the resubs and everything, guys, man. But I appreciate you all you guys for the love and support, man. that y'all been showing me, man. So let me go ahead and get everything rocking out. Guys, keep it on watch. We're still pushing. Keep it on watch. About to be go ahead and signing on off. Y'all know what time it is, man. So let me go ahead and sign off, guys. I will be back into normal at normal times. I mean, I do apologize for being missing lately. Again, I had a lot of personal issues that was going on, man, and I do apologize about that, but I had to take care of family matters, man. You know, grandmother and everything's sick, man. Trying to be there by her side. So I hope you guys can understand that. Because if it was you guys, y'all would take care of, especially your grandmothers, your mom. Y'all would handle y'all business, in which that's understandable. But thank you guys for your love and support that you guys have been showing me. I'm truly grateful to have you guys in my corner, and we're gonna keep making this money. Lucky tomorrow we're gonna make money. We're gonna make money. We're gonna make it happen. See what type of setups that we're gonna have. So we're gonna also look into Meta and Microsoft to see after the earnings on how it's gonna set up. We'll see. Could we see some continuation or how it's gonna prepare itself. But other than that, man, guys, great work, and I'll be in tomorrow normal times. And yeah, let me see. Let me look at it real quick. Jesus Christ. Let me see what you put, Mel. What you got, boss? What you got? This gonna pop? Oh, it didn't even pop up. Oh, I had to click on it, huh? It's not letting me go to it. I was trying. Let me see. I'm trying to go to it before I head out. Hold up. Oh, let me see. Hold up. Oh, Mel. Shout out to you, boss. I see it. Oh, shout out to you on that, man. Congratulations, boss. Job well done, man. I see it. Congratulations, boss. And again, you guys deserve the world, man. And I'm going to do what I can to give it to y'all, man. So I'm going to give y'all the best trades. If y'all ever need help, like I said, I do one-on-ones. I'll do the best I can to break down things during the market and so forth. But other than that, man, guys, love y'all. Y'all have a blessed night. I'll see y'all tomorrow for Throwback Thursdays, and we'll continuously keep making this profits, guys. Love y'all, man. Stay blessed, stay safe. Peace!